We thank you for joining us right here on Knox, on North Knox tonight, right here on 105.7 The Ride, WUZR.com. Tomorrow night, we say goodbye to 11 different seniors who are coming to the end of their regular season road as the North Knox Warriors will take on the Washington Hatchets tomorrow night before starting off in tournament play at Rio to take on South Spencer. We'll be back to talk about the game where North Knox also won a big win, 44-12 last week, winning the Southwest Conference title over the North Davies Cougars. We'll talk about all that when we come back. You're listening to North Knox Tonight, live from the Bicknell McDonald's on 105.7 The Ride at WUZR.com.
Honey, it's our favorite time of year, and I got you something to celebrate.
A McRib! It's just what I wanted.
Happy McRib season, sweetie.
I love you.
I love you, too.
Actually, I was talking to my McRib.
Oh, okay, well, I'll leave you two alone.
Celebrate McRib season with McDonald's. Enjoy the deliciously saucy McRib, only for a limited time and only at McDonald's. At participating McDonald's.
Hey, it's John Yoakum here at Yoakum Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This month, we want you to be able to drive home in the newer pre-owned vehicle that you have been looking at. Good credit, bad credit, or no credit, we have you covered with the best, finest department in the area. We strive for 100% approval with little or no money down to get you in a reliable vehicle for a payment that you can afford. Don't go anywhere else. Come see us today and put us to the test. That's Yoakum Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram just off Hart Street next to Kohl's and Vincennes.
Have a shoulder or knee bothering you? Hurting when you exercise or participate in sports? Painful when you're on the job or working around the house? Many shoulder and knee problems are treated with simple rehab. But when surgery is necessary, Dr. Terry Fenwick provides the latest outpatient arthroscopic techniques to reduce pain and recovery time so you can return to your work and activities faster. Don't let shoulder or knee pain get you down any longer. See Dr. Fenwick, a leader in sports medicine. Get answers, get results, get Quest Orthopedics on Willow Street in Vincennes.
What is a real community bank? According to Webster, real means not artificial, genuine, community, a feeling of fellowship from sharing common goals, and bank, a financial establishment that invests money deposited by customers and makes loans at interest. So a real community bank is a financial establishment that invests money and makes loans for the genuine good of the community. That's First Vincennes Savings Bank, a real community bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We welcome you back once again here to North Knox tonight, live from the Bicknell McDonald's, and it's great to have you with us. Right now joining us is Josh Chambers, and Coach, congratulations on the first Southwest Conference title, I believe, I may be wrong on this, I believe since 2015. And so you've got your kids, you have a group of seniors you were able to kind of nurture through this. You have 11 of them on this team, and they really took a big role in what was a huge win in some rather trying conditions, 44-12 at Cougar Valley.
Yeah, weather was a factor for sure last week. It was cold and wet, and, you know, we were hoping it was going to quit raining. The weatherman said it was going to quit, but it rained all the way until the fourth quarter. Yeah. So you got to give it to our guys. We kind of had to change a game plan a little. We had intended on throwing the ball a little bit and getting some things going in that area, but at the end of the day, the way the weather and the way the wind was blowing, our downhill run game pretty much from the beginning controlled everything. Our O&D line pretty much took anything they wanted to do away, and then we moved the ball pretty much at will. We kind of were sloppy in the third quarter a little bit. But you got to give it to our guys. They came out, they played a good football game, and they got the job done.
Different offensive heroes have come to the fore all year long. I mean, when you talk about Cole Richter having himself a great year, but he was only in for one series against North Davies, and then he had to go out. Against Linton, he was, he had gone out, and so Rhett Sharon steps up on that occasion. We mentioned Holtman Dodds against Boonville was big, but against North Davies, when it was on the line, the guy that stepped up was Reese Hamilton.
Yeah, Reese had a big ball game. I think he carried it 15 times, if our statistician's correct, and I think he had 140, 150 yards, and that was a big game. We felt like that if we could get an extra blocker, they weren't playing a safety at all. And, you wouldn't really need to, because when we were throwing into the wind, it was just hard to get anything going.
Yeah.
So they brought an extra guy down, and we were able to just, get an extra blocker, let Reese. We had a 4th down and 1, and Reese kept that thing, and he ran about 60 yards for a touchdown. And then from then on out, he had a lot of big gains. We'd let him keep the ball on a sweep, or he'd keep it downhill on a power play, couple ball fakes, and keep it up the seam. So he had a good football game, and we got to continue to build on that, of course. We have, carrying the ball, we have 4 legitimate weapons of kids that are able to, at any given time, on a run especially, get the ball and make big gains.
Now, I know Rhett Sharon is here, so I'm kind of afraid to say this a little bit, so I'm going to say it anyway, though, because it's just how I am. Cole Richter goes down with an injury, so all of a sudden Rhett Sharon goes from not even playing in the first game, I don't believe, against Sullivan, maybe not even playing in week 3, to your main featured back, so he had to grow up really in a hurry. And when you think about what Rhett Sharon has been able to do, how has he been able, A, to be able to step into the shoes of Cole Richter while he recovers, and B, be able to put up with the heat and pressure from the coaching staff that entails?
He's done a nice job of just stepping in, and he gets plenty of reps in practice. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not always very easy on a young guy coming in, because there's so much stuff that they have to do, and they have to do well. And in our offense, it's not always what you're doing with the ball. It's what you're doing when you don't have the football. And that's the hardest thing for young guys to kind of come in and do. It's not when you're handing them the ball, because they all know how to get downhill. It's just kind of, we have running backs every year that know that. It's the things you do without the ball, and that's always for a guy like Rhett that comes along as you get playing time. So he's gotten better in every football game, and that's a testament to his work ethic and how he's done. And we've been trying to get Cole Richter healthy, because him being a senior, we're going to really need him coming forth here in the tournament to carry the football for us. So Cole, we got him in last week. It didn't feel like the shoulder was good, so we got him out real quick, and we were able to take care of business. We'll try it again tomorrow night with Cole and see how that goes. But we're trying here. Red will be ready to go whenever we need him. And we're confident in his abilities going forward.
Let's talk about the walking wounded. I mean, we talk about probably the 2 biggest names of those who were on that wounded staff. We mentioned Cole Richter, and also Matt Urbane didn't play at all last week. He's here tonight as well. Yep. And I know you said there were 2 or 3 other kids who also had suffered some injuries. Tell me, what are the statuses of those injured players coming into tomorrow night?
Cole, we'll call him probable. We're going to give him a shot to go. Matt is 50-50, and Levi Brocksmith is going to be probably 50-50. Depends on how his hip feels tomorrow. And, we'll kind of do that. They'll dress, and we'll get them going before the game, and we'll get them going that way and just kind of see how they feel right at game time. So if they're feeling okay and we feel like they can play, they'll play. If we don't feel like it's something that is going to be productive for us, well then, we'll sit them,
We'll bring that up when we come into the next segment, talk about Washington, about what your plans may be with those, those wounded players, and talk about that, and talk about it in the perspective of also that, tournament game in 2 weeks against South Spencer. But right now I wanted to talk about, the North Davies Cougars. You got out. I mean, when I saw you guys gashing them for big yardage at the very beginning of the game, and you mentioned here, a week ago that you thought that both lines that you had the advantage. Well, I tell you what, I don't know if you knew how big an advantage you would have, because both lines dominated, and it showed in the statistics.
Yeah, we felt like going into that ball game that we would have the advantage up front. We thought that our kids were just going to be, number one, they play a lot of spread offense. It's very hard to defend the things that we do when you're used to being wide open like that. So we got after them. The weather played right into our downhill run style.
Yeah.
They were going to have a hard time throwing it. And I felt like our matchups were just going to be, in the whole game, were going to be in our favor, and they proved to be. We did a nice job of just beating on their receivers. We never let them off of the football clean. We were able to probably, we probably carried the ball at about an 8 or 9 yard average on the ball game too. We had a couple there that were pretty, drives that were pretty slow going, and we busted big runs. So we had a couple drives where we sustained them and ground them out. And then we had a couple drives where we just busted a big run and were able to convert that way.
Does it feel good bringing the Southwest Conference title back to North Knox High School? I mean, you talk about you've been close a couple of years. I think North beat you one time in a game where you could have won at Eastern Green, same thing. But now you were able to come up, and regardless of only being a 4-team conference, you were able to bring it home for the first time, I believe, since 2015.
Well, yeah, anytime you're able to win something for your guys or have some kind of an award, that's a big deal. These guys work hard. I mean, from starting in weightlifting in the winter, transfer to summer workouts, and then into the off-season summer stuff. Football is a lot of work. And so anytime you can recognize that through some kind of award for your guys, it's important. So winning the conference is a big deal. Getting kids on the all-conference team is a big deal. And for us and for our guys, it's always going to be one of those things that's special for them. So we're happy to win it. We're happy that our kids performed well and we got out of it pretty much injury-free. We didn't add anybody to the list. So it was a good ball game for us, and we executed pretty well.
I tell you what, I mean, you had, I got to say, one thing I was looking down at, you had your poker face on a little bit during that game because you had a couple of fourth and short opportunities in precarious field position, and you decided to go for it, and for the most part, you were successful.
Yeah, we decided when that game started if we got fourth down in less than 5, we were going. So just because if we were going to punt and we were going to punt into the wind, I'm not sure how much field position we would have gained by punting. So we had the ball on the 50. If we got it close to the 50, we were just going to rely on our defense to kind of take care of business. So we did that. We were able to do that, and we were able to convert and score. I think we might have punted one time. And but all in all, our kids came out. We were very physical. We were downhill, and that game was pretty much decided by halftime. Halftime, it was pretty much comfortable. Now, we would have liked to have come out in the third quarter and got in attack mode really fast and made sure that by time, the fourth quarter rolled around that we could have had it in a running clock because it was cold, it was windy, it was wet. And we don't like to, as a football coach, you don't always like to, be that guy, but really, if we could have got the running clock, that game would have got over about 30 minutes sooner than it did. We could have got our kids in, cleaned up.
Yeah.
That would have been the best thing. But the good news is, even though we were slow in the third, we came out, we cleaned all that up, and in the fourth, we put another score on the board, and we kind of took care of business.
Yeah, and the one play I think that you were mentioning that you probably could have done better, a 53-yard post pattern for a touchdown. It's like the third time that I think you've had a post pattern score against you.
Well, it was that, to be 100% honest with you, that was just a formation snafu. We had a different front end. They walked out and went empty, and they just had a guy. We didn't have enough guys to cover them. That's at point blank. So they just, essentially they were kind of drawing it up in the sand, and they found the guy that we didn't have covered, and they hit him. I would have been a whole lot worried about it if that would have been like a beginning of the game thing. But at that point, we were already up a bunch, and it was just one of those things to where a little bit of a mix-up in coverage, but they just had more guys in pass routes than we could cover, and they all ran vertical routes. So they just found the one. And the next time they went to that, if you remember right, we picked it off. So they went back to it, and we just kind of made the adjustment, and it was just, pretty much ours from there.
You bring it into that, by the way. You had 2 fumbles, but you were able to pick off 4 passes, and 4 different people made interceptions. Holtman Dode, Zach Boyles, Reese Hamilman, some guy named Rhett Sharon, all made one interception each.
Yeah, and we expect our kids to create turnovers and continue to do that and try to score points off of those. So again, they did a nice job. We played good defense. We tackled well. They had negative yards rushing. Everything that you can do in a football game that's good, I think we accomplished.
Well, again, that is a 44-12 win. The North Knox Warriors are Southwest Conference champions. Tomorrow night, they say goodbye to 11 seniors. Their last regular season game at Warriors Stadium. They're hoping, though, it's not their last overall game at Warriors Stadium. And we will talk about senior night in the Washington Hatchets when we come back after this break. You're listening to North Knox Tonight, live from the Bicknell McDonald's on 105.7 The Ride, WUZR.com.
Hey everyone, this is Randy Hamilman of Hamilman Decals. Here at Laid Back Acres, located smack dab in the middle of Warrior Country, we're all Warrior strong. DeKalb and Asgrow seeds, with their proven yield potential and unbeatable disease packages, are great teammates for all your acres. Good luck this year to all our athletes. Hamilman DeKalb is a proud supporter of North Knox High School and Warriors athletics. See you at the game, Warrior fans. It's victory time.
You still have time to apply and enroll at Ivy Tech Community College. Classes start October 28th, and there are scholarships available to help you pay for school. Ivy Tech can help you earn your degree and start an in-demand career in 2 years or less. You can also save thousands towards a bachelor's degree by transferring your credits. Apply online at ivytech.edu/apply now, or stop by Ivy Tech Terre Haute at 8000 South Education Drive.
Spend less on your groceries. Shop your Vincent Save-A-Lot on Willow Street, where you'll save money with shockingly low prices every day. You don't have to wait for a sale. Save up to 40% every day at Save-A-Lot. Get amazing quality and fantastic prices. Your satisfaction is guaranteed, or 100% money back. Fresh meat is cut daily in the store, and special orders on meat are available. Open till 9 p.m. Savings are made easy at your Vincent Save-A-Lot, where bananas are just 39 cents a pound every day.
Honey, it's our favorite time of year, and I got you something to celebrate.
A McRib! It's just what I wanted.
Happy McRib season, sweetie.
I love you.
I love you, too.
Actually, I was talking to my McRib.
Oh, okay, well, I'll leave you two alone.
Celebrate McRib season with McDonald's. Enjoy the deliciously saucy McRib, only for a limited time and only at McDonald's. At participating McDonald's.
We welcome you back once again here to North Knox tonight, live from the Bicknell McDonald's. I'm Tom Lee, along with Josh Chambers and a bunch of North Knox players. I want to remind you, by the way, of a couple of other things going on. Right now, the North Knox volleyball team is taking on the Forest Park Lady Rangers and in the semifinals of the volleyball tournament. That's going on right now over in Forest Park. And so that game going on. And then here in a second, we're going to mention it. We're talking about Washington, North Knox, and South Spencer will be drawn against each other. We'll get Coach Chambers' reaction to that coming up here in just a few minutes. It's going to be the Washington Hatchets tomorrow night, and it is senior night at North Knox High School. And, Coach, I want to go ahead and ask you quickly, 11 seniors. You know, you've been with this group, a lot of them, some of them in 4-year starters, a lot of them have played 3 years, and you talk about this group. And altogether, as a group, what is the one adjective maybe that you could give this group?
Here's what I've told everybody about this group of kids. When they came in as freshmen, we thought they were going to be a pretty good group. They had a lot of athletes. They had a lot of size, but they were also kind of raw. They had a good junior high career, but in terms of the things that we do, they were coming in right at a transition period from Coach McDowell to me. I had only been the head coach for 1 year when they were in the 8th grade. So when I got them as freshmen, that would have been my 2nd year. And so they were kind of new to my system coming in. And they've done nothing for their 4 years but work at being better. Every day they come here, they work hard, they have great attitudes. They've been great to be around. And so when it comes to a football coach and how you progress over the years of having a class, they've done it exactly the way you're supposed to. They've gotten better every single year. No matter what seniors have left them, they've filled those voids and they've taken care of business. If we've had to move somebody, like moving Ethan Haig to right tackle this year rather than guard, he seamlessly moves in there and he just takes care of things. And so these guys have been, again, great to be around. They work hard every day. And the thing is, they've played great football this year. There's not been one ball game this year where we didn't play good football. It was good. It was competitive. And even in the 3 ball games that we lost, rolling into the 4th quarter, we had chances to win every one of them. And so that's all you can really ask out of kids. And we're able to, go to Boonville, win that ball game. That's a big win for us. We beat all the teams we felt like we should have beat. And, we're able to go in there and compete with a lot of teams that nobody probably thought we would even compete with. Sullivan, we'd like to have that one back, of course. The Vincennes game, good, tough, physical ball game. The Clinton game, again, a very tough physical ball game. And so proud of these guys, proud of all their efforts, everything they've done. This is the type of kid here that really helps push a program forward. And I can't say enough about the efforts that they've given us.
I want to say, by the way, I want to take a quick second here. Kent Dodes has just sent me a text, and congratulations to the North Knox volleyball girls. They win in straight sets over Forest Park, so they'll play in the final against the winner of game number 2 between South Knox and Bar Reeve. So again, that'll be on Saturday evening at Forest Park. So congratulations to the North Knox girls, and they will play in the final. I just wanted to go ahead and get that in there quickly. Let's talk about the Washington Hatchets, a team that, to be honest, you would say a team in disarray. I mean, coming in here, boy, they've really had a tough time of it.
They have, but here's what I've told everybody, and I'll continue to tell them this. I've never played a Washington team as North Knox's football coach that didn't show up ready to play football, against us especially. Last year, they were reeling when they came in to play us, and we played them 24-14. So this year, I don't expect it to be any different. I think that they're going to come ready to play. So our biggest thing for our team is we need to show up and we need to be crisp and ready to go from the beginning, because they have struggled at times, but we have struggled at times against Washington in general. So we need to be sure that we come there and that we are downhill and we are after them from the beginning, so that we are capable of producing points early and that we give ourselves an opportunity to win the ball game, maybe even take control of it early. So that's up to our guys, because if we start slow and we let them hang around, a team that really is going to show up and have nothing to lose, they're going to come ready to play. They're going to be physical. They got a quarterback throws the ball pretty well. Running back's a dangerous weapon when he's healthy. And so we need to be sure that we are sound in all areas of our game to take care of business.
When you talk about Washington, you know, the one thing that they don't have is numbers. I mean, for one of the first times all year, you are going to be significantly larger, not just in player, but also in numbers against the team coming in.
Yeah, we will have more kids on the sideline. Not that always matters. I don't ever take it into account. 11 play. If they find 11 that are willing to give it what they've got, it'll be a tough game. So our guys need to show up and be ready to play, because you have senior night stuff before that, so things will be a little out of sorts. So our guys just need to be prepared to come there and take care of business early and often.
Let's talk a little bit about Washington defensively. What do you expect to see out of them?
Well, with our offense, I can tell you we'll see a 5 front, because it's going to be hard to defend the things that we do if you don't put 5 guys on the line of scrimmage. Some teams put 6 and 7. So I would imagine they'll pack the box. When we go with some of our spread and pistol looks, I'm sure that they'll have to play cover 3, because we don't really sub a lot to run those. So when we still run the ball pretty well. So I'd say that they'll keep 8-9 in the box all night long. And they'll force us when we throw the ball to throw it and beat a guy, probably man coverage, maybe cover 3. So we just need to be crisp. There will be opportunities to complete passes, but we need to throw the ball on point and make sure that we're hitting the right guy. When it comes to our power football game, we will have, again, I feel like a pretty good advantage in terms of size and speed on our lines, and we need to be sure we take advantage of that.
You talk about the fact of getting out early. You did that against North Davies, and it really helped you a lot, because you were able to rest your injured kids. If you get a chance to get out early again against Washington, will that give you again another week for the injured players that you mentioned to mend and be ready in 2 weeks at South Spencer?
Yes. Point blank, we got to be ready to go in the tournament. We need to win tomorrow night. We are playing to win. But if we get a chance to rest the guys that are banged up, we will. If we have to play in 4 quarters to win the ball game, we will. My whole thing here is that our kids are ready to play, and sitting and watching isn't going to get you ready to play. So we need to compete. We need to be after it, game speed. We need to be sure we stay in that game shape, and that way next week when we go to South Spencer, we're ready to put up a good ball game. So tomorrow night, I'm very excited for our seniors to have a senior night, home football game. Going to be wonderful fall weather, and going to be trying to get these guys a win to kind of send them off the way we always want to.
Can I bring up something as kind of a splinter point a little bit? When you talk about Cole Richter, you have got now something that North Knox has had, but this year they really do, and that is a three-layered running attack, because you usually feature one back there along with Zach Boyles, who's become an offensive weapon of his own at fullback. But you've got almost like a three deep back there, and you don't really lose a whole lot when you go there. You mean you start with Cole Richter, then you go to Red Sharon, and now you got Braden Hazlip as a freshman who's come on and played well.
Yeah, and we always run a wing back, so our wing back always also, he averages actually,
that would be
if you go by yards per carry, our wing back probably averages the most yards per carry, because in all of our power schemes, and we come around and we fake the power and give it somewhere else. And Holtman, you got to give him credit. He's able to turn those into big runs. So, we have a lot of weapons. We like, throwing the ball to our tight ends. We really feel like athletically, we have a lot of kids that can get the ball and do a lot of good things with it. So we don't expect that to change tomorrow. If, Rhett's carrying the ball, we expect him to be productive. If Holtman's carrying the ball, productive. If Reese is carrying it out of the quarterback position, again, we expect it to be productive. So if Hayslip as a freshman comes in, he knows the power offense. If we hand him the ball, we expect him to get downhill, and we expect him to be physical, and there's no doubt in my mind that he will.
I wanted to mention, by the way, when you were talking about Holtman, he was getting all kinds of accolades behind you, so I hope it doesn't go to his head.
Oh no, he'll keep playing. He's one of those kids that shows up every day. He's tough.
But anyway, let's talk about your tournament draw. What was your first reaction when you saw the Modern Day and Linton drew opposite from you in the top bracket? And not only do you get South Spencer in the bottom bracket, but you got an opportunity that if you can beat the Rebels on the road, if you can get to the sectional final, you'll be playing 2 in a row at home, possibly.
Yeah, I gave it a little of a Ric Flair. I definitely threw a woo out there for sure. But we were excited with the draw, but we were also excited that after we play the first one, if we're fortunate enough to win, that we get to play at home. And so that's always a great thing. I'm going to tell you, nobody ever gets excited about driving from Knox County to Tell City. So for them to have to come to us, that's great. So we're excited about that. We're excited again about the chance to compete. So we will go to Rio next week. We will put together a good game plan for them and give them all we can give them. If we're fortunate enough to win and go there and compete well, we're going to have another one at home against Tell City. Could be a repeat of last year's Tell City game. So again, very thankful for that and very excited. Excited for these kids. Excited for them to have a chance to go out there and get after somebody.
Both you guys, by the way, just looking forward. South Spencer right now 1-7. You and Tell City both right now at 5-3 on the season. And here's a very interesting thing with them. They play Forest Park at home in the game tomorrow night, and then they got to turn around and play each other again over in Ferdinand. So it's kind of a home and home series for the next 2 weeks for those two.
Yeah, that's a very unique situation about blind draws in Indiana. If you share a sectional with your last opponent, you could play them again. So, but the thing about this time of year, I talked to those guys today at our sectional meeting. Do you really hide anything? Well, what really is there to hide? We've played 9 ball games, or we will have played 9 ball games. So there's no secrets. If you need film on somebody, you can pretty much get it.
Yeah.
So, they're going to play to win both nights, and we'll kind of see. I would say that tomorrow night's game, whoever wins it, had probably ought to look out, because you know how it goes in these. It's hard to play somebody 2 in a row like that in football, because there are no secrets. So, for instance, Tell City's an option team. That option's hard to defend, if you don't see it all the time. But the second time you see it, it's always a lot easier. So, I like either way. I would say that game there, those guys have pretty similar records. You got a 4-4 team and a 5-3 team. I would say that those games have the opportunity to be pretty close.
So again, you got those two playing each other now. South Spencer, you mentioned we got them in 2 weeks. They'll end up with Heritage Hills at home. I mean, boy, that's a tough way to end a season.
That's tough, but that's Heritage Hills is there. We'll end up seeing that film, and I would say that coach down at South Spencer, John Edge, will have a game plan. He's a good football coach. So at Heritage Hills, that's going to be a tough hill to climb, though. They're pretty good.
North Posey at Pike Central. That'll be the final game for North Posey in the 2A sectional. And the other team, of course, in 2A, we talk about the Modern Day Wildcats playing in the Nut Club game against the Wrights Panthers, who just had a really, really rough year over there.
Yeah, they've had a rough year, and that'll be, again, Modern Day's got a pretty good football team. So down in Evansville. That is typically the conference championship game, but I think the conference is already either Memorials or Centrals to have. So,
yeah. By the way, speaking of, let me just take a quick look at my notes. Memorial plays at Castle, Monterey Day Wrights, Harrison, Bosse, and Central at North, and right. And thank you. My producer is back there laughing at me. And Memorial Central right now 5-1 in conference, both of them, and then Memorial 7-1, Central at 6-2, and Memorial will play at Castle, which I tell you what, that's going to be a tougher game than a lot of people think. Memorial at Castle, and don't overlook Central's game at North. I mean, the North Huskies have been pretty good this year.
Yeah, Coach Paradine, since he left Eastern Green, has done a nice job getting North kind of in 2 years built back up.
They're 5-3.
Yep.
So, again, take a look at the city of Evansville. I thought it was going to be great down there, and it has been. I mean, you got 8 teams in a conference. 5 of them are 5-3 or better. So, again, a really nice job out of them. All right, getting back to the task at hand tomorrow night, North Knox in Washington, 7 o'clock start time from Warrior Stadium, 6:45 for the pregame show. What or who is going to be the key tomorrow night?
We just need to show up and continue to play consistent physical football. If we do that, I think we'll be just fine.
All right, let's get everybody in. This is the fun part of the show, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's get everybody in on the count of 3. Are you going to send those seniors home a winner tomorrow night? 1, 2, 3. Yeah! We'll see you all tomorrow night, 7 o'clock with the kickoff with North Knox into Washington. Hatchets, the Warriors trying to end up at 6-3 if they can win tomorrow night. And then, of course, in 2 weeks, it's a trip to Rio for North Knox to take on the South Spencer Rebels. I want to thank our studio producer tonight, the one and only better half, Don Zimmerman. Have yourself a great evening. We will see you coming up in 24 hours as North Knox takes on Washington. Till then, I'm Tom Lee. We'll see you next week. So long. This has been actually the North Knox Tonight Show live from the Bicknell McDonald's right here on 105.7 The Ride at WUZR.com.
This has been another exciting edition of North Knox Tonight, live from McDonald's on State Road 67 in Bicknell. Join us again this time next week for another edition of North Knox Tonight on 105.7 The Ride, WUZR Bicknell Vincennes, and WUZR.com.
.7 WUZR, The Ride.
I'm done hating myself for feeling.
Programs. Back once again here at Warrior Stadium. I had a chance to talk with the head coach of North Knox High School, Josh Chambers, about tonight's game. This is how the conversation went. Let's talk about the Washington Hatchets, a team that, to be honest, you would say a team in disarray. I mean, coming in here, boy, they've really had a tough time of it.
They have, but here's what I've told everybody, and I'll continue to tell them this. I've never played a Washington team as North Knox's football coach that didn't show up ready to play football, against us especially. Last year, they were reeling when they came in to play us, and we played them 24-14. So this year, I don't expect it to be any different. I think that they're going to come ready to play. So our biggest thing for our team is we need to show up and we need to be crisp and ready to go from the beginning, because they have struggled at times, but we have struggled at times against Washington in general. So we need to be sure that we come there and that we are downhill and we are after them from the beginning, so that we are capable of producing points early and that we give ourselves an opportunity to win the ball game, maybe even take control of it early. So that's up to our guys, because if we start slow and we let them hang around, a team that really is going to show up and have nothing to lose, they're going to come ready to play. They're going to be physical. They got a quarterback throws the ball pretty well. Running back's a dangerous weapon when he's healthy. And so we need to be sure that we are sound in all areas of our game to take care of business.
When you talk about Washington, the one thing that they don't have is numbers. I mean, for one of the first times all year, you are going to be significantly larger not just in player, but also in numbers against the team coming in.
Yeah, we will have more kids on the sideline. Not that always matters. I don't ever take it into account. 11 play. If they find 11 that are willing to give it what they've got, it'll be a tough game. So our guys need to show up and be ready to play because you have senior night stuff before that, so things will be a little out of sorts. So our guys just need to be prepared to come there and take care of business early and often.
Let's talk a little bit about Washington defensively. What do you expect to see out of it?
Well, with our offense, I can tell you we'll see a 5 front because it's going to be hard to defend the things that we do if you don't put 5 guys on the line of scrimmage. Some teams put 6 and 7. So I would imagine they'll pack the box. When we go with some of our spread and pistol looks, I'm sure that they'll have to play cover 3 because we don't really sub a lot to run those. So when we still run the ball pretty well. So I'd say that they'll keep 8-9 in the box all night long. And they'll force us when we throw the ball to throw it and beat a guy, probably man coverage, maybe cover 3. So we just need to be crisp. There will be opportunities to complete passes, but we need to throw the ball on point and make sure that we're hitting the right guy. When it comes to our power football game, we will have, again, I feel like a pretty good advantage in terms of size and speed on our lines, and we need to be sure we take advantage of that.
That is head coach Josh Chambers as the North Knox Warriors prepare for tonight's game against the Washington Hatchets. Now let's get the opinions of Ed Elliott with tonight's Duesenberg Frederick Funeral Home game plan.
Well, Tom, I think you can't really add much to what Coach Chambers said. He was very thorough, and I think the most important thing is just to be ready mentally to go into this game and give it everything you've got, take control of the game early. Then you've got a situation where you can just rest some of the players that need to be rested getting ready for the tournament next week. But if North Knox doesn't get off to a good start, lets Washington get a quick score or something like that, it could be a different ball game. So it's going to be very important for North Knox, as Coach Chambers alluded to get off really strong to begin the game. And a good game plan is about preparation. Help your loved ones be prepared now with a pre-need funeral plan from Duesenberg Frederick Funeral Homes with locations in Vincennes and Bicknell. Tom?
Let's take a look right now at the Save-A-Lot starting lineup presented by Save-A-Lot. Reminders, start saving up to 40% on your food bill with a trip to Save-A-Lot at 15th and Willow in Vincennes. We're going to go ahead and go with North Knox's starters first. We really didn't catch Washington, so we'll try to pick them up as we go on through the game. Quarterback for North Knox, Reese Hamelman. He is 6'170" and a junior. And his running back tonight will either be Cole Richter, 5'7", 150, and a senior, or possibly Rhett Sharon, 6'180", and a sophomore. The fullback will be Zach Boyles, 5'11", 170, and a junior. Holtman Dodds will be the wingback, 6', 145, and a sophomore. And the tight end, Troy Nolan, at 6'1", 190, and a senior. We possibly could see Matt Urbane at the other tight end. Again, another game-time decision, 6', 160, and a senior. If we don't see him, we could see Blake Long a little bit, 5'9", 145, and a junior, also playing that wide receiver spot. Up front for the Warriors, Trey Keller, 6', 240, and a senior. At center, the guards, Jackson Stroud, 6', 215, and a senior. Ben Burt, 5'11", 250, and a senior. And the tackles, and Ethan Haig, 6'2", 225, and a senior. And Big Trevor Carey at 6'3", 310, and a senior. Josh Chambers, the head coach of the North Knox Warriors, and Jake Durnall, the head coach of the Washington Hatchets. Ed?
Well, Tom, you look at the circumstances. One thing I want to mention tonight about this game is that if you go back 100 years, Tom, you can probably remember this vividly.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
That was 1919, and the only team here in the local area played football was Bicknell, the Bicknell Bulldogs, and the Bicknell Bulldogs played in that year in 1919. It was the close of World War I. They did not play in 18 because of World War I. But in 1919, Bicknell played 5 games, Tom, and they were undefeated except for the last game where Jasonville beat them 22-0. But later, for some reason, which it doesn't explain, that Jasonville had to forfeit that game to Bicknell. So Bicknell had an undefeated season. They did have a tie, but they had an undefeated season in 1919, and their coach was Gerald Landis.
And again, later on, North Knox would have a couple of more undefeated teams, especially in the 1970s, 1973, 1974. Finished state runner-up, and then again an undefeated season in 1979. But due to the vagaries of the scoring system that year, did not make the playoffs.
Well, I think that's just a part of the thing. It used to be that conferences, Tom, were much more important, and to win your conference was maybe as important as anything else, but they didn't really have a good organized system. It was almost like the BCS system.
Yeah.
Where they had certain levels, they ended up being picked and
yeah.
went forward, but you've got a situation now where all the teams start out and have the opportunity to win a state championship.
Yeah, absolutely, and I love it. It started in 1985, and I absolutely love the all-inclusive system. The seniors, by the way, we mentioned some of them already. Some of them we did not mention play on defense, and one of those has been a guy that I've called the Big Bad Wolf all year long. Dylan Wolf, 6'4", 320, and a senior. He will be starting on defense, as will Jalen Conrad, 5'10", 200, and a senior. And we'll see if that is all of the players. I believe that is, and we mentioned Matt Urbane earlier. He's a game-time decision at 6 foot 160 and a senior. Another game-time decision, Levi Brocksmith, 5'11", 145 and a junior. And again, we'll have to see if they play this evening, and if they do, how long it will be.
Well, all those seniors, Tom, you mentioned Matt Urbane, Ethan Haig, Jackson Stroud, Trey Keller, Jalen Conrad, Dylan Wolf, Trevor Carey, Ben Burke, and Troy Nolan. Looks like Washington won the toss, Tom, and they have elected to defer to the second half to receive the ball, so North Knox will be on offense to begin the game.
So we'll see what happens. North Knox, by the way, tonight wearing their military tribute uniforms, kind of the olive green with black letters and numerals trimmed in gold. Washington in their regular road white uniforms with black letters and numerals also trimmed in gold.
Well, Tom, we see down on the end zone to the east, we're getting ready to defend the North Knox field. It looks like the National Guard has a howitzer set up down there.
They do. In fact, they've used it a couple of times,
now,
I remember.
Depending on how good a job you do up here, if they start pointing this way and you see me duck, you know what's happening.
Yeah, well, I tried to pay him enough money to do it. I don't know if it works.
Well, Tom, it's just about time for the Ivy Tech kickoff. And Ivy Tech with campuses in Terre Haute, Princeton, and Evansville. The next set of classes start October 28th. Go online to ivytech.edu for more information. And now, with all the play-by-play of North Knox Warrior football, including this kickoff, Tom Lee.
Thank you very much, Ed Elliott. Good evening. Week number 9 of the high school football season. The kicker, by the way, Jacob Carrico for the Washington Hatchets, going to kick it. Troy Nolan right now standing back furthest for the North Knox Warriors. Holtman Dodds and I believe Rhett Sharon, the two upmen. So Cole Richter will not be out for this return.
Looks like North Knox having to look into the sun to start, but sun quickly going down. It looks like as the football went down, fell off the tee.
It did. There's not much wind either. That kind of surprised me.
No, I think that's kind of the Washington season.
Here's the kick. It's going to be a short one. It's going to be picked up about the 30-yard line, 35 to the 40, back to the middle of the field, and going down about the 44. So a nice return that time by the Warriors, and the return came that time off of Levi Bunty, the freshman.
Yeah, it was a nice job. It was a good catch, and he advanced the ball up. North Knox has really good field position.
So I don't know if that was the intended thing to get Bunty the ball, but he did a pretty decent job to return about 10, 15 yards. So the Warriors started their own 43, 1st and 10. So we'll see right now. Reese Hamelman this time now will be in the pistol formation, about 5 yards back. Typical tight formation for the Warriors. Here's the ball, hand off middle. Richter. Cole's got a little bit of room. He's going to dive forward past the 50 into Washington territory down to 49. He got about 7 on his first run. Same thing, Ed, North Knox has done every time on the first play of the game. They've always made that run up the middle, and more often than not, it's been successful.
Yeah, they're pretty good blocking. You know, you talked about those seniors. Those linemen have done a great job all year.
Gain of 8. It'll be 2nd and 2. The ball right at midfield. So about maybe 2 1/4. A little bit more than 2. Richter starting out this game in the backfield. Handoff. Richter gets up the middle, bumps in, gets the first down, spins, and he'll go down in Washington territory. He got about 2 yards more than he needed for the first down. It's at the 47.
2 flags down, Tom.
So we'll
Looks
see what
like
these are
a
all
personal
about.
foul face mask against Washington, I believe.
So first penalty of the game on Washington of 15, so that'll add to that run that Richter had, and it'll go straight ahead now. They'll move it all the way inside the 40 and inside the 35 down to the 33. So he gave him on the run to the 48 of Washington. That takes it down to the 33. Warriors in business at 1st and 10.
Yeah, they've...
So Cole Richter will stay in there. Again, tight formation for the Warriors. Here's Reese. He's going back to throw. He looks. He's going to fire it outside. It's going to be caught right down the middle of the field. And Zach Boyles makes the catch. He'll go down at about the 27. So he got about 6 on that one. And Zach Boyles has become North Knox's real possession receiver out there. And he really has as the season's gone on, he's really grown into that role.
Yeah, this is a good situation here where North Knox kind of mixing it up, moving the ball down the field pretty easily.
So 2nd down and 4, gain of 6 on that one. Here's Reese. Hamilton going to roll outside left. He's got some yardage, 25-yard line, cuts in 20. He'll go down about the 16-yard line, so the Warriors in the red zone with another first down. So Reese Hamilton, Ed, is wearing a different number. He's wearing number 1 instead of his usual number 16. So Reese Hamilton coming in, of course, all the kids wearing the Go Guard on the top of the back of their uniforms where the name would have been. So 1st and 10 Warriors. They got it down about the 18-yard line in Washington territory. Here's Reese Hamilton. This time Richter out about 3 yards from him to his left. Here's Hamilton. Reese going to hand off inside Dotes. Holtman turns it to the 10, to the 5. He'll go down about right there. I'll tell you what, Ed, they're doing a great job, at least Washington, of tripping up the Warriors, but not until they're way downfield. Another big run. They'll call that a first down. It'll be 1st and goal at the 6.
And who carried that, Tom?
Holtman Dotes. He carried it around that left side right behind Trevor Carre and got some really, really good yardage at the 6-yard line. Warriors got it 1st and 10. So the Warriors trying to take an early lead. Reese Hamilton wearing number 1, the quarterback. Hamilton. Gonna hand it off inside Richter. Cole on the turn, trying to turn, and he does. Touchdown! Warrior touchdown! Just like that, Ed, Cole Richter scores his 10th rushing touchdown of the year, and the Warriors have taken a 6-0 lead.
Yeah, it was pretty easy play. The hole was so big, Tom. I don't think he was touched till he was already in the end zone, and we found out that the cannon is louder than the siren.
Yeah, the howitzer really went off that time, so the Warriors score and do it quickly. 9 minutes, 44 seconds left to go, Ed, so it took them 2:26. And the extra point is good. It does look like it was as Holtman Dotes gets it through the uprights and the Warriors lead 7-0.
Yeah, North Knox just really took command of the field. They just moved it down and just moved it at will.
So the smoke's starting to come over the field, Ed. It's not a whole lot of breeze, but what it is, it's blowing downfield with North Knox here in this first quarter.
Yeah, that's now we see the sun setting, lights are on, and cannon smoke.
Again, another
covering the field.
Again, another great sunset here at North Knox High School. That's one thing that's keeping me here, I think, all these years, Ed, is that sunset.
The sunset it is, yes. Yeah. That's
Troy Nolan about ready to kick it off for the Warriors.
It's extremely romantic.
Well, thank you very much. Smoke and sunset. telling you. Can't get any better than that. All right, Warriors going to kick it off, leading 7-0 here. 9:44 left to go in the opening period of play. Troy Nolan getting ready to get on the ball. Two different players back now for the Washington Hatchets. It looks like Carrico back there along with Derek Kosh, or Kolish, excuse me. Ball down the middle. It's going to go to another up man. Now a fumble. Picks it up. 30-yard line. Turns it in 35, and it'll go down about the 38-yard line. So picked up that time, it looked like, by one of the up men from Washington. And I'm trying to find out. I don't have the guy in the program, so.
What was his number?
21.
Well, we just have to make him a name.
We'll find out. I'm looking at the Washington guy next to me. He's shaking his head. So, boy, that's really bad.
They picked somebody up on the way over. Somebody was hitchhiking, and they've got him in a uniform.
So the quarterback is going to be Trey Reed. Trey Reed about 7 yards back. They say he's got a good arm. We'll find out here in a second. He's going to look back and throw a little toss pass that time. He's going to go up the middle, and they're going to run into his own man, and he is going to be, now he got away from
tackles.
1, 2, 3 down the sideline now, 50 to the 40 into North Knox territory down at the 39-yard line. So again, a little swing pass that goes to Derek Kolish, the freshman. And he gets some good yardage that time. North Knox had several chances to bring it down, especially behind the line of scrimmage, and he was able to cut his way away.
Well, it was pretty good considering it with that pass. That pass ended up being, just about 2 yards, and then all of a sudden he makes it 22.
So 37-yard line now. Washington's got it 1st and 10. North Knox had several chances at the time they couldn't bring him down. Shotgun Reed, 2 wide receivers, left, 2 right. And in motion now coming across. He's going to get the football. He's going to get around 40-yard line. He'll be brought down at the 39, so he lost about 2 yards that time. And right on top of him, Troy Nolan.
Flag looks like it may be holding, Tom.
So Troy Nolan brought him down after about a 2-yard loss. It was holding on Washington. We'll see if they take it.
I don't know. I think I'd consider just...
they lost 2 yards on the play, and they did decline it. So they did decline it, so second down, they'll lose yardage. Ball back at the 40-yard line, so he lost about 2 on that one. Second down, 2nd and 12. So Kolish had that really nice play, Ed, but the second play North Knox did what I think they wanted to do on the first play and brought him down for a loss. Second down. Here's Trey Reed, Kolish standing right next to him, 3 wide receivers right and 1 left. 4 wide receivers set for Washington. Here's Reed. Back to throw. Looks, rolls right. He's going to look to throw. He fires it downfield. It's incomplete. Overthrew his intended receiver. Not bad coverage that time either.
Yeah, he was in a situation there where good coverage, pursuit forced him to get rid of the ball.
Now that's that mystery number 21 we were looking at. So it'll be 3rd down and 12.
Mr. Mystery.
3rd down and 12 coming up from the North Knox 40. Again, Washington got one really good run, courtesy of about 2 or 3 missed North Knox tackles. So 3rd down and 12 for Reed. Kolish beside him, Trey Reed. Going back to throw a little. No, he's going to fake it. He's going to throw over the middle. It's incomplete, and it is almost intercepted. Right through the hands of Zach Boyles. Boy, he had it, but he didn't look it into his hands.
He had it twice. I tell you what, that Trey Reed's glad that it was a little bit off.
4th down, it looks like they're going to have to punt.
They'll at least line up to punt. I don't know. They're certainly in a punt formation.
Well, we'll see if they do it here. And the punter.
Well, I think North Knox is going to make sure that.
He did.
Nice
it's a
punt.
Pooch punt. Really nice pooch punt. And it'll bounce down about the 25-yard line. So I don't think he really got what he wanted. He got it down about to 23, but boy, that was not a good kick, Ed. That was 16 yards.
I think what you do is just push North Knox a little farther back. I think he wanted it, of course, to go out in that corner.
Yeah, he wanted to cough and corner it. It didn't work.
No, it did not.
So the Warriors will get it at the 23. 1st and 10, they lead at 7-0. Washington got one real good play, and that was about it. Tried to do everything by the pass, and except that one play, it wasn't successful. Warriors will have it now. Tight formation again. Reese Hamelman back there. And Richter's still back there, too, so he'll play this series anyway. He'll go in motion, gets the handoff, actually a toss pass out, 25-yard line. He'll go down at the 26. Nice short tackle that time by the Hatchets. Got about 3 on that one, second down and 7. Well, toss sweep that time, Ed, and Washington did a really nice job of reading it.
Yeah, it just didn't seem like the blockers were out front. I don't know what the play was. That's a somewhat uncommon play for North Knox anyway. They don't typically run that.
So second down for the Warriors. This time they're on the right side, right hash mark, second down. They're going to go short side middle. Boyle, Zach up the middle. Cole Richter up to the 35, and he'll be very close to a first down if not have it. Got about 7 on that one, and we'll see. They may measure. Yeah, they may come in and measure. We'll find out.
I think it is a first down.
Well, if they're going to look at it, it is. So give them a first down. So the fourth Warrior first down.
Say that 3 times.
Oh, thank you. It's a fourth Warrior first down. I actually said it right.
Yeah, but don't try.
It was the second time, too. Yeah, that was exactly right.
Don't try it again or it'll go downhill.
You may be exactly right, sir. 35-yard line. Warriors have it first and 10 at their own 35. Here's Reese Hamelman about 3 yards back. Again, Cole Richter to his left. Tight formation. Richter out again this time. Going to hand off Dodes. Holtman misdirection in the middle. 40-yard line. 45, 50 to the 40. He may go. 30, 20. They're chasing him down. They're not going to get him. 10, 5, goal line. Touchdown. Warrior touchdown. Holtman Dodes with a 65-yard touchdown run. A great misdirection play, Ed. They were expecting Richter, and they got Holtman Dodes coming left.
Yeah, well, we've seen that before, Tom. But it's interesting. Holtman Dodes, there'll be one game where he may only carry a couple of times, and then all of a sudden he just turns it loose, and here tonight it looks like he's running all over the place.
So it's going to be an extra point try by Holtman Dodes again. He got his last one. He's been kind of working, and by the way, it's going to be Zach Boyle's holding. So we'll see what happens. Snap is down, kick is up, and the kick is a line drive, and it is no good. He went wide right. So no good, wide right. Warriors lead at 13-0. And Ed, this has kind of been kind of a trial by fire for Holtman Dodes, but only as a sophomore. He's still got plenty of time to kind of hone that kicking leg.
Well, Tom, that is, I think what he wants for Christmas is some kicking, coaching in his stocking.
You know what? I'll tell you who he needs to talk to. He needs to talk to Mr. James Price and see what he can do for him, or maybe
and somebody. Where we take up
one of the sergeant kids.
Well, we take up donations and put him up a goalpost in his backyard.
Well, I was going to say Kent Dodes, the AD, is his dad, so he can pull it off.
Yeah, he could. Independently wealthy administrator.
Absolutely. I'm sure he'll be the first to tell you that. 13-0 Warriors lead. 6.5 minutes left first period.
He's right behind the number 1 radio personality, though.
Yeah, totally. Well, I know you live in a log cabin. So.
Yeah, that's right.
Kickoff,
dirt
little
floor.
Ground ball. It's going to stay in play, and the Warriors may recover it. It's out of bounds. Touched by Washington, so it'll go into about the 39-yard line. Boy, Washington was slow getting to that ball. North Knox almost recovered it.
I'm a little bit surprised. I wonder if that was intentional.
I don't know. I mean, I think he wanted to drag it on the ground on the side. I don't know if it was an intentional onside or not. But Washington did knock it out of bounds, so it'll see it at the 39-yard line. That's where we'll have it 1st and 10.
You know what? This is maybe the first time that a North Knox opponent has more cheerleaders than they do substitutes on the sideline.
You may be right about that.
I count them.
Yeah, I'm looking. You may be right. Well, maybe 10, 11, about 22 kids out there for Washington. So here come the Hatchets. Get Trey Reed, 1st and 10 at his own 39. Warriors up 13-0. Reed back to throw. He looks, he fires over the middle, and the ball is going to be incomplete. Threw a little bullet pass that time up the sideline. It looked like he was looking for
number 80,
Jacob Carrico.
22.
I thought 82. Jacob Carrico. And Carrico held up his hands and was looking like I think he wasn't expecting the ball where it went.
Well,
second down.
He was asking for the officials to give a pass interference call, but it just wasn't there.
Second down at 10. Reed having a tough start. Now they're going to go into a one-back formation with the running back Kolish behind him. Reed going to back. He's going to
mess that up.
A little bit of spinner play. He's going to try to run it. He's going to try to throw it. He's going to get hit and brought down at the 28-yard line. And a flag down. It looks like he may have got him too high. Troy Dolan got him back in the backfield about 7 yards, but he may have got him too high yet, and they may call a helmet hit.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
well, with that flag down the way it came, we'll find out right now.
Yeah, you're right.
Face mask, okay. 15-yard face mask. Well, I tell you what, he brought him down with some authority, so I can believe it.
I just didn't see. I don't know. I mean, when the player ducks right at the last minute and your hand gets into the face mask, what? It was only a short one anyway.
Yeah, it looks like his hand went high, and so it was a 5-yarder. Okay, it's not 15; it's a 5. Okay.
Yeah.
About to call a personal foul, I guess not.
I did too.
Right.
No, I don't suppose.
So a 5-yard face mask. Going to be second down at 11. You lost 6 to get 5 of it back on the penalty.
Well, Trey Reed was really lucky.
He was. Reed going to hand it off up the middle, and Kolish going to go outside. He got the first down and more down the sideline. He's going to go out of bounds at the 35, and he has been their offense so far. He's going to go out at the North Knox 38. He got outside that time, Ed. North Knox couldn't stop him.
23 yards. I think North Knox needs to realize that he's a pretty good running back.
So Kolish so far has played pretty well in dead ball to the 38-yard line, or 38, yes indeed. Tell you what, he reminds me a little bit of the Mockabee kid from Boonville.
Yeah, I think
runs,
he's a good runner, and he can change directions very quickly.
They said, we talked with Josh Chambers, he said to watch for that. 2 wide receivers out right, 2 left for Washington for Reed. First and 10 at the 38. Reed going to give it off again to Kolish. He'll go outside. He's got the first down, and he's going to spin around, and he'll get knocked down about the 28-yard line. So again, Ed, that has been the best part of their offense so far.
Yeah, they got another first down out of it. He's just eating the defense up, Tom.
Yeah, North Knox, I mean, a lot of players were on the ground that time. I mean, a good job by the Washington line of blocking. First down, the ball is going to go at the 27. So Washington running the ball. They're known as a passing team, a spread team, but they've run the ball pretty well. Here's Reed.
Got 2 wide receivers to the left.
And 2 to the right as well. Here's Reed. That's a ground ball. Throws it outside. He's going to be caught to the 20-yard line, up to the 18, down right there. So just a little pitch and catch that time. Looks like that time he was able to hit Jacob Carrico. So number 5 is actually, you say Kevin Laguerre. So on the left side, on the left hash mark, inside the 20, at the 18, here's Reed. Going to throw it outside. Now he pitches it on the option, and they're going to get outside to the 10. To the 5, he's going to go in, touchdown.
It was easy. Defensive end, Tom, did not get across and stop him, so it was a pretty easy touchdown for him, really.
So what did he say? Kevin Laguerre, is that what he said? So that touchdown was a 17-yarder. So in the red zone for the first time, the Hatchets able to get the touchdown. They cut this lead to 13-6 and pending the extra point. Let's see if they go for 2.
I would with Kolish, wouldn't you?
Well, let's see. No, they're going to go for a single, and they're going to put it out there for the kicker. I didn't hear the name. It was number 21.
Yeah, the mystery.
Anyway, the kick is up, and the kick is going to be wide right. So the kick is no good, and the Warriors lead it now 13-6. So 13-6 to score with 3:49 left to go in the first quarter of play. Make that, and North Knox sees Washington go right downfield and score this thing
easily. And the player, this Washington team reminds me, Tom, of Lincoln and how Lincoln worked against the Warriors.
Yeah,
remember
they were
ran
expecting
those
one thing. Yeah,
outside plays with a good running back, quarterback that could throw the ball, and that's exactly the way Washington is.
So I'm going to go ahead and say Kevin Laguerre is what they said for number 5. And I'll try to find out 21 when I get a chance. Washington going to kick it away. North Knox up 13-7.
So 5 isn't Kolish?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he said Kevin Laguerre is unbelievable, but he said yes. I'm getting confirmation. So the kick coming off, they're going to set up shallow again. So we'll see if they don't try to kick it to one of the up guys again. Warriors looking for it. It's going to be a low kick. It's going to bounce down and a whistle. And we got a flag down, maybe an offside on the kick by Washington.
Looks like it.
Now moving back 5. I'll have to try it again.
What was Laguerre's first name?
Kevin, I believe. Kevin Laguerre. We'll try to find out 21 here in a minute.
Well, so for the programs.
Yeah, I know. So Washington's been so banged up. I mean, I didn't even see him on the entire program. So whatever it is, he's done a pretty good job.
Yeah, that's
it's run really well. So you're going to try to kick it away again. And the kicker again, Jacob Carrico.
North Knox should have good field position, kicking off from the 35 this time.
Okay, hang on a second. We'll get that here in a second. Warriors will get it. They'll step out of bounds at the 41-yard line. So the catch made by the Warriors actually is taken by Trey Keller. And he tried to tightrope the sideline. He did and went out of bounds at the 42. So the North Knox 42. Damian Garcia, by the way, is number 21, Ed.
Okay.
So Washington Hatchets take a timeout with 3:46 left to go in the opening period of play, and the North Knox Warriors lead it right now by a 13-6 score. Back in 30 seconds, you're listening to North Knox Warrior football right here on 105.7 The Ride and WUZR.com.
Guardian Angel Home Health Care and Guardian Angel Personal Services in Bicknell is the hometown healthcare team you can always count on. As a local family-owned and operated healthcare facility, Guardian Angel takes great pride in serving you, your family, and friends. Guardian Angel Home Health Care and Guardian Angel Personal Services supports local organizations and events, businesses, schools, and youth sports. Guardian Angel Home Health Care and Guardian Angel Personal Services, where your care is their business. Have a great season, North Knox Warriors.
The 42-yard line, and Kevin Laguerre at number 5. Number 21 we found out is Damian Garcia, neither of which were on the original roster. And we want to thank the Washington folks for the help with that one. 42-yard line, Warriors live at 1st and 10. Reese Hamelman for the Warriors. Man in motion, Dodes. Hamelman hands up Richter Cole up the middle, got some yardage. He's going to turn, get it up to near midfield at the 49-yard line. So picked up about 6 or 7 on that one, just kind of twisting and turning through traffic. Got 6 on that one, 2nd and 4. So the Warriors still, even though their defense is a little suspect early, their offense has really been picking it up.
Well, they're going to have to if the defense doesn't kind of get their act together.
3:20 left to go in the first quarter. Warriors up 13-6. Reese Hamelman now 2nd down and about 4. Hamelman, Dodes. Holman gets outside. 1st down and more. 45-yard line. Down the sideline. 30. They're going to try to catch him. 20. It will go out of bounds about the 19-yard line. So the Warriors back in the red zone. Another nice run by Holtman Dodes. And one year it was like a 56-42 Madden game that these two played, and I'm hoping it doesn't go that direction now.
You're right.
1st and 10, Warriors in the red zone down at the 19. So defense in the first quarter getting a little bit of a slow start, but the offense making up for it right now. Reese Hamelman, 1st and 10 at the 19. Reese. Hands off up the middle. Richter Cole gets him yardage, 15-yard line. He'll get out of a toe hold and go down about the 12. So we got about 7 on that one. It'll be 2nd and short. They're trying to trip him up at that time, but that time he's able to keep his balance and got some extra yardage down about the 12-yard line.
Well, Richter's getting it in little bites, and Holtman Dodes is eating the elephant all in one bite.
Pretty much. I mean, that's an 8-yard gain on that one, though. 2nd down and 2 at the 12. Actually make it 2nd down and 3. He's going to get to about the 9, maybe just before the 9. Richter playing all the first quarter so far. Good to see. He's off to the left right now of Reese Hamelman. Reese back to throw. He looks. He fires it toward the end zone. It's incomplete. Threw it over his intended receiver. He's looking for actually, it looks like he was looking for Rhett Sharon over there on the right sideline and missed him. It'll be 3rd down. 3rd and 3. So threw a little bit high for Rhett Sharon that time. 3rd down and 3. So Reese Hamelman, this time with Richter straight behind him. Spread formation, 2 wide receivers left. Here's the ball. He's going to hand it off to Richter up the middle. He gets hit at the 5. He'll go down at the 4, and actually at the 9, make that to the 7. So he got the 1st down, 1st and goal. Oh, they're going to call a measurement. I thought he had it.
I did too, but they backed it up a little bit, I think.
Yep, so we'll find out.
It's past the line. It's not even close.
Well, they'll take a look at it, and we'll see if they'll call 1st down. If it is, it's 1st and goal. They will bring it in. They will bring in the measuring sticks.
You can, just like instant replay, Tom, I'll give it to you beforehand.
All right.
It's a 1st down.
They're going to stretch him out. We'll find out.
Oh, it's close.
By about half the ball, the Warriors get the 1st down. Got it by about half of football. 1st and goal, Warriors down at the 9-yard line. They lead at 13-6 here. 1:42 left to go in the opening quarter of play. Washington has not been doing it through the air, but their running attack has worked. Major reason is number 5, Kevin Laguerre. Reese Hamelman, 1st and goal at the 9. Again, spread formation out to the left. And a whistle and maybe an offside. We'll find out.
Or maybe a motion.
We'll find out right now.
Offside. It is offside.
Yeah, I saw him jump.
Half the distance.
So I'll go from the 9 to about the 4.5. So give him a 4-yard penalty. 3 for 24 now for the Washington Hatchets. So the Warriors will have it down about the 4-yard line. Reese Hamelman, 1st and goal there. Reese hands it off up the middle. Richter Cole going to turn. Did he get in? He's very close. He's just short.
Oops.
So he'll be just short of the goal line. So it'll be 2nd down and goal from about the half-yard line. About the half-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Washington's doing a good job, Tom, of kind of containing Cole Richter for the most part.
Clogging up the middle. Most of North Knox's damage has come on the outside. 2nd and goal, Warriors from the 1.5-yard line. Here's Hamelman. He's going to try to get in. He does. Touchdown. Warrior touchdown. From the half-yard line, the North Knox Warriors get it in, and Hamelman makes the touchdown as we see the howitzer go off. 46.5 seconds left to go in the opening quarter. So 19-6, Warriors lead it, and we'll see about the extra point.
I think they're going for 2 this time.
So we will find out. Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to try to go for two. The ball going to set up on the 3-yard line. And they will go for two to try to get that score up to 21. It's 19-6 right now. Reese Hamelman. Hamelman gets it, hands it off outside Dodds. Holden on the turn. He gets in for the two. Spin move and everything, but he's able to get in and get the 2-point conversion, and the Warriors lead it 21-6.
Yeah, North Knox is doing the job offensively. They just are having a hard time getting the number of Washington on defense.
Yeah, Kevin Laguerre, like I said, Ed, and you've probably seen it by your stats, he is a nice, darty running back, and we sure heard that Josh Chambers talked about him being a nice, darty running back, and he's shown it.
Well, also, too, is outside. I mean, North Knox has given up big plays to the outside, and Lincoln did the same thing to North Knox, if you remember.
Yeah.
And this is a situation where you can almost guarantee that South Spencer has scouts here, and they'll get video from other games. And if North Knox isn't able to control the perimeter run, then that's going to be something they'll look forward to next week.
So Troy Nolan going to kick it away. So the Warriors going to kick it, and it'll be Troy Nolan. He'll put it right down the middle of the field. Now kick it off to the left. He'll bounce out to 15-20 to the 25-30 down the sideline, 40-45 into North Knox territory and down at the 48-yard line. So again, Ed, he went right up that right side, and you're right. North Knox has been very vulnerable there.
Well, the coverage just, they didn't get down there very quickly, and they were able to move the ball right up the right side, as you say, within a couple of yards, 3 yards maybe from the sideline.
So at the 48-yard line, it'll be Washington with the ball in North Knox territory, 1st and 10.
Think Laguerre will get it?
I don't know. We'll find out. Actually, he's in a direct snap situation. Kind of a wildcat set. 3 wide receivers right, 1 left, and Laguerre the only one back. He's going to run it himself out of that wildcat. He's going to get forced back that time. He's going to get around. He's not going to go anywhere. He's going to go down right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down. And 23 seconds left, and that may be the final play of the first quarter. 17 seconds left to go, so they tried wildcat that time with Laguerre. And got knocked down right, actually lost a yard at 2nd and 11. That'll be the final play of the first period. North Knox leading it 21-6, back with quarter number 2 after this 1-minute break. You're listening to North Knox Warrior Football on 105.7 The Ride at WUZR.com.
Post frame buildings continue to pop up all over the area. And at Graber Post Buildings, they've been putting up buildings for over 40 years. Garages, pole barns, storage buildings, workshops, apartments, even indoor basketball courts, and some of the most attractive commercial buildings in the state. Every job is specific and unique to your wants and your needs. Graber Post also has packages for contractors and do-it-yourselfers. So for your next building or roofing project, call for a free quote at Graber Post, 800-264-5013.
You still have time to apply and enroll at Ivy Tech Community College. Classes start October 28th, and there are scholarships available to help you pay for school. Ivy Tech can help you earn your degree and start an in-demand career in 2 years or less. You can also save thousands towards a bachelor's degree by transferring your credits. Apply online at ivytech.edu/apply now, or stop by Ivy Tech Terre Haute at 8000 South Education Drive.
3 touchdowns so far. That's another $60 so far. The champions together from First Vincennes Savings Bank, your real community bank in Vincennes at 2 locations. Quickly, score update from Yoakum Chrysler Dodge. North Knox leading here. Tell City, Forest Park scoreless. Gibson Southern Southridge scoreless. North Posey 7 and Pike Central nothing. So Washington to come to the line. By the way, that score update presented by Yoakum Chrysler Dodge. Score big with your next car purchase at Yoakum Chrysler Dodge, just off Hart Street in Vincennes. Reed back there at quarterback, Ed.
Triple wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left.
Here's Reed. He's going to hand it off outside. They're going to try to run it. He's going to get hit and brought down for a loss, and that time Troy Nolan Johnny on the spot. He'll lose 2 more.
Yeah, it looked like Seth Holzcloth. That's his name.
Yeah.
Number 10 for Washington carried the ball the first time. Didn't do very well.
Yeah, Reed tried to fake a pass, and North Knox was not fooled. He lost 2 more. It'll be 3rd and 13. Looks like the Laguerre is about the only thing right now that's working for them. 3rd down and 13. He's back in there right now. Trying to wildcat play. 4 wide receivers out to the left and 1 to the right. Actually make that 3. 3 wide receivers left, 1 right. Reed back at quarterback again. Back to throw. He fakes. He's going to look to throw. He's going to get flushed out. He's going to run for his life. Now he's going to set and throw. He's got a man open, and it is incomplete. He overthrew it.
Man, he was open. He did a good job of throwing that ball, but just couldn't get it to the receiver.
And that was Damian Garcia, Ed, and that's going to be 4th down. They'll punt it away, 4th and 13. I tell you what, Josh Chambers said that they had a really nice running back, and they have a quarterback with a cannon for his arm, and he was right on both occasions. Garcia was open by about 2 yards. He just missed it.
Yeah, there were 2 receivers open on that side, 1 shorter and 1 longer, and he went for the longer receiver and just couldn't get the ball to him.
Well, he threw that ball about 40 yards in the air. That ball came down about to 20. So 4th and 14, they'll punt it away. And a whistle as Jacob Carrico gets ready.
Washington.
And the Hatchets will take another timeout, their 2nd of this half. We'll be back after this 30-second break. You're listening to North Knox Warrior Football on 105.7 The Ride, WUZR Bicknell, Vincennes, and WUZR.com.
Hey everyone, this is Randy Hamelman of Hamelman Decals. Here at Laid Back Acres, located smack dab in the middle of Warrior Country, we're all Warrior strong. DeKalb and Asgrow seeds, with their proven yield potential and unbeatable disease packages, are great teammates for all your acres. Good luck this year to all our athletes. Hamelman DeKalb is a proud supporter of North Knox High School and Warriors athletics. See you at the game, Warrior fans. It's victory time.
Again here at North Knox High School, and a punt coming up for the Hatchets on 4th down and 13. And you think something is afoot here after they take a timeout before a punt?
I don't think so. I think they just didn't have the right personnel in.
Well, Carrico going to kick it. Jacob Carrico, that would be an awful big risk on 4th and 13, though. Carrico, it is going to be a fake. They're going to throw it back in. It's going to be Carrico catching it, and he's going to get cut down at the 45. So they did try something, and it was a pass play back to Carrico. It worked. It got some yardage, but not enough. They needed 14. They got about 7.
Yeah, Laguerre threw it back and had a chance, but North Knox was just suspecting something goofy.
Well, I figure when you take a timeout, you're kind of tipping your hand a little bit, although you got to wonder on 4th and 14, but it didn't work, and the Warriors will get it at their own 45. They got about 7, Ed, and if it would have been closer, it would have been a great play, but it's just a little bit too far back.
Yeah, that old saying, if wishes were fishes, we'd all have a fry.
That's exactly right. Warriors get it. Here's Reese Hamelman going back to throw. Fakes. Play action fake. He'll roll to his left. He'll throw it downfield. He's got a man open.
Forced it in
and
there.
Incomplete.
That was not the receiver to go to.
Tried to go to Troy Nolan, and I tell you what, he was really, Gage Memring was right there.
Well, he was double covered. He had 2 players on him, one in front and one behind, so there was very little chance of that being completed.
He tried to get in and wrestle the ball away from Memring. As it turned out, Memring couldn't make the interception, so just knocked it down. 2nd and 10 from the 45. Then the Warriors end up regular season play tonight. They'll head to South Spencer coming up next week from Rio. We'll have it for you right here on 105.7 The Ride, WUZR.com.
South Spencer, another 0-8 team.
They're 1-7, actually. It'd be Pike Central earlier. Throw outside, taken by Dodes. Holman down the middle, 50-yard line, 45. You'll be very close to a first down. Depends on the spot.
Yeah, I think where the official's marking it, it is a first down.
Yep, they'll give it to him. That'll be North Knox's 7th, first of the second quarter. So if we went from the 45 of their own 45 to the 45 of Washington, directly 10 yards, 1st and 10. So the Warriors have it 1st and 10 right now in Washington territory. And you just see right here, Ed, that they're going to be working on a passing attack, and they're basically looking at Holman Dodes and Zach Boyles. And we'll have to see if that will continue. Wide receivers out again, left and right. Here's the throw. It's going to be Hamelman. Reese kept in the middle of the field by Holtman Dodes. He's got the ball to the 15. He'll go down right there. And I think he thought he had green grass to the end zone, but they were able to bring him down. But a nice slant-in pattern by Reese Hamelman.
Yeah, a nice 30-yard run there, slant in North Knox. I think that's the first time they've thrown that one successful.
That's that post play that they keep getting burned on. They said if you can't beat them, join them.
It's more of a direct slant, Tom, to the center of the field, slant in.
Yep. North Davies got him on it last week, and like I said, Josh Chambers saying if you can't beat them, join them. 1st and 10 from the 15. Warriors in the red zone for the third time tonight. Here's Reese. Hamelman keeps it himself. Quarterback draw down the middle of the field. He'll get knocked down about to 14, got about 2 yards.
Yeah,
They tried to go up the middle on the design quarterback draw that time, Ed, and it just didn't work. Second down, he got about 2, though. Second down and 8. Rhett Sharon in there now. We've not seen Matt Urbane, Ed. That's going to be something to watch for. We have not seen him in the game.
Haven't had to see him.
Well, he's still recovering from that injury. He's on the sideline dressed, but again, he has not played yet. Richter in there. Also, Rhett Sharon at a slot back. He's going to be Richter up the middle. He's got the yard 15, turns 10, 5, down inside the 5, down about the 4-yard line. Looks like he's got the first down. He does. It'll be 1st and goal Warriors. That is their 9th first down of this half. And just continue to chew up yards, Ed. 9:08 left to go in the half. Warriors up 21-6. So from the 4-yard line, Warriors will have it 1st and goal, trying to go in for their 4th touchdown of the game. Reese Hamelman. Reese going to hand it off in the middle. It's going to be just short. It's Richter. It looks like he'll get about half of it to the 2.
Or I don't know whether he gained anything.
Well, we'll find out where they put it down. They'll put it down at the 3, so give him a yard. Second down and goal. So second and goal, I'd give him to the 3 at 1-yard gain. Second down and goal. Tough running on that yard inside. Second down and goal from the 3 for the Warriors. Reese. Going to hand it off Richter. Cole up the middle. He tried to get in. He did. Touchdown. Warrior touchdown, I believe. Yes. Touchdown. Warrior touchdown. So the North Knox Warriors go in for their 4th touchdown of the game, Ed, with 8:18 left to go in the half.
Well, they keep this up, Tom, they're going to run out of ammunition down there.
I think so. So Cole Richter with his 2nd touchdown, both of them inside the 10. Got this one in from 3 yards out, and the Warriors now lead at 27-6.
Well, North Knox doing a nice job offensively now if they can kind of get their act back together on defense.
Well, we'll see how the extra point goes. The snap is down. Kick looks better that time, and it is no good. It's wide right. Looked better at it. Had nice height on it, but it went wide.
Well, that's somewhat the Achilles heel of North Knox, being able to score after a score.
The good thing tonight is that he's got enough time, and if they keep on doing what they're doing offensively, it'll give them a chance to kind of practice a little bit, and this is a good time to do it.
Well, you don't, most of that stuff's got to come from practice at practice.
Yeah, I know, but like I said, I'm talking about Holden and Dodes. I mean, basically, he kind of won the position by attrition, sort of, and being a sophomore, he's got plenty of time to train.
Yeah.
And not to mention, he's got some other things he does pretty well, too. So, that's a good thing, though. They'll give him a little bit more time to get himself ready. So the Warriors going to kick it away.
Now, hopefully they'll get some good coverage. Not give up a long return as they did last time.
Exactly right. And the man back, going to be their best weapon, Kevin Laguerre.
I don't think I'd kick it to him.
I'll find out. They tried to kick it away from him last time. So we'll see what happens here. Warriors lead 27-6, 8:18 left to go, and another beautiful sunset night here, a twilight night. It's going to be picked up at the 15-yard line. They'll pitch it back, and Laguerre couldn't get it. He's going to take it about to 3, up to the 10, He's going to get away from one man,
He's
20 to the 30. He'll go in the middle of the field and get caught. He's still on his feet, 40 down to the 44, 46-yard line. Laguerre got the ball. He dropped it inside the 3-yard line, but he was able to.
It was caught by one of the second line
players.
And
they tried to toss it back to him.
And then he tossed it back, but tossed it back over his head. And then he was able to pick it up and bring it from near the goal line all the way up almost to midfield.
Yeah, he was east and west, and he got the ball about the 2-yard line, and he took it just straight up field. And again, we talked about his wheels. He's got good ones. 47-yard line. That's where Washington will have it 1st and 10.
Now 3 wide receivers again to the right and 1 to the left.
So 3 wide receivers out to the right. Here's Reed. Going to hold it himself. Now he's going to keep it. He's going to fumble the football, and the Warriors are going to get it. The Warriors got it. We'll find out who had it that time, and the Warriors pick it off, and it'll be Wesley Boyd, the junior, Ed, who gets the fumble.
And, Tom, that's a Quest turnover. And turn over your injury rehabilitation to Dr. Terry Fenwick at Quest Orthopedics. Get answers, get results, get Quest. And thanks to Quest to sponsor those turnovers.
And the first one of the game for either team at the 42-yard line. Warriors out at the Washington 42. 7:55 on a beautiful, colorful twilight evening here at North Knox High School.
It's night, Dark. It's dark out, Tom. It's night.
Twilight. I call it twilight, okay? Just let me do it, okay?
Who's your optometrist?
Thank you. 42-yard line, 1st and 10. My optometrist went out of business.
No
All
kidding.
right, back to throw. Here's Ambleman. Reese going to throw it over the middle. It's caught out there by Boyle. Zach, 30-yard line, 25-20 to the 10. He'll stay in bounds and go out inside the 10-yard line out at the 8. Well, I tell you, Reese Hambleman had some pressure on him that time, but he stepped in and threw an absolute BB out to Zach Boyle.
Well, I think he was falling backwards when he threw it. It looked a little bit like a dying quail, but Boyles was able to get it.
He was wide open out there on the right, too. They had a really nice play to get him open on that right side. He's kind of that little dump-off receiver, and boy, he made some good yardage that time. It's 30, 10.
Yeah, 34 yards, the way I figure.
Just kept on hard running right down that sideline. Warriors 1st and goal again in the red zone for the 4th time. Here's Hambleman. Reese hands it off up the middle. It's going to be pushed that time, and he's not going to get much. Maybe a yard, if that.
Yeah, maybe lose a yard.
That's Zach Boyles who took that ball. Kind of what Holtman Dodds is able to do usually, and it's down at the 7, so be 2nd and goal. Got about 2 yards, 2nd and goal. Down about the 7-yard line, maybe the 8. Warriors have it there, 2nd and goal, trying to go in again right in this first half of play. Here's Reese Hambleman. Reese going to keep it himself up the middle, 5-yard line toward the end zone, and he's going to go down near. And it'll be just short of the goal line. It'll be 3rd down and very, very short for the goal.
Yeah, it went to 1 yard, looked like.
That ball is about the 2-inch line, Ed. So 3rd down and about 2 inches for the North Knox's 5th touchdown of the game. So 3rd down about 2 inches. Let's see what happens. Reese Hambleman about 3 yards back. Hambleman hands it off Richter. He'll go in. Touchdown. Warrior touchdown. So that howitzer about to go off again with 6:26 left to go in the second quarter of play, and the Warriors now lead at 33-6.
Well, they've sent to Washington for some more ammunition, Tom. This is it looks like right there where they're aiming that, Edwards Fort's under attack.
It may be up by the Duke Energy plant.
That's it.
They're aiming for that flame out there on the top of that stack. Well, Holtman Dole's going to try for the extra point this time. He's made one of them. That kick is up, and it looks like it is straight on, but it is good. Didn't get through by much, but it got through.
That surprised you, didn't it, Tom?
I thought it was short.
You were so used to saying that it's no good that you almost couldn't say it.
34-6 Warriors lead it. Did I tell you, that didn't look like it had a whole lot of distance. It just creeped inside the crossbar.
Well, that's what they needed. That was a slow motion, Tom. That was all.
I was going to say, I mean, the best kick he had was the one, and he hooked it right.
Well, here's where all the excitement is. When North Knox kicks off, we never know what's going to happen.
Well, North Knox's special teams have been a little bit of an Achilles heel this year, and so we'll have to see what happens on this one.
Well, I think what they're trying to do with these kickoffs and letting him run is to try to wear down Kevin Laguerre.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what it is. All right, Warriors going to kick it away. Troy Nolan going to do the honors on the left hash mark on the 40. North Knox, by the way, is going from right to left and left to right now for Washington here in the second quarter. 6:26 left to go in the second quarter play. Warriors lead it now easily, 34-6. Here's the kick. It's going to be a straight one. Booted right down there. It's going to skid down about the 8-yard line. Laguerre will pick it up there. To the 10, 20. It's going to get hemmed in. 25, he turns back the other way. Tries to get away. That time he does. He gets a block. Still running east and west.
Oh, bad block.
That should be a flag, and it is. It's going to come back 30-yard line. It'll go down about to 36.
Yeah, and he'll come back
that was an illegal block.
Yeah, he's going to come back to about the 6-yard line. It didn't do him very much good, Tom, when
I'll tell you what, though, I like the way, I mean, you tell kids not to go east and west, but this kid can just turn north and south so quickly.
Well, he's got the speed.
Yeah. You try to tell your kids you don't want to go east and west. Ooh, we call a personal foul.
15 yards. The spot of the foul. First down.
4 penalties, 39 yards now for Washington.
Man, that's going to put them back
quite a ways. Let's see where they put it down.
Yeah, this is going to be near the goal line.
Well, we'll find out. Right now, they're still marching it. It'll go from the 30. It looks like
we got a Washington player down on
14.
The North Knox sideline here, Tom.
And we'll find out who it is.
Yeah.
And there he is right there. I'm not sure.
I can't see the number now.
I'm thinking, well, I can't say. I think I saw the 2 and I'm thinking Garcia, but I can't really tell.
Yeah, it looks like, Washington's going to be on about the 9-yard line. I think.
They brought all the way back to the 9. So yeah.
Yeah, that flag, we saw the play. I think you were seeing when he turned back and went to the other side, one of the Washington players.
Yeah. I thought it was just going to be a straight illegal block. I was not correct on that.
I was surprised. Now the Washington player is up.
Yeah, it was an ankle problem, it looks like, and it's going to be
number 2.
Yeah, Nathaniel Aldrich. So Nathaniel Aldrich will be taken off. So at the 9-yard line, that's where we'll have it. But Ed, was that a 15-yard mark off? I mean, it would have been half the distance, wouldn't it? I don't think it came at the 18, did it?
That's approximately where it would have been.
That's what it had to be.
I thought they would have gone back. I thought it was at the 16, and they would have gone back to the, 10 yards would have been back to the 6, but it's inside, so it's half the distance.
So it's down at the 9. They call it the 18, so it'll be back to the 9, half the distance to the goal. 1st and 10, Washington back within their own 10.
That certainly negates a great run, again, by Kevin Laguerre. He is an extremely bright spot for Washington.
Yeah, in a year that's needed some.
Yeah.
So ball back to the 9-yard line. Inside the 10, 1st and 10 for the Hatchets. So I recalculated 33 yards on penalties now and 4 different penalties. Here's Reed. Reed going to hand it off to outside. They're going to try to go, and that's not going to happen that time. All the way back down to about the 2-yard line. Boy, they lost a lot of yardage that time. They handed it off to Seth Holtzclaw, and he got clawed down all the way inside the 5. So let's see where they put it down. They'll put it down at the 4. They're going to mark where his forward progress was stopped. So at the 4-yard line, it'll be second down at there. Second down at 15. Got to get that to the 19-yard line for a first down. So at the 4-yard line, it goes for Washington. 5:54 left to go in the first half. Warriors lead at 34-6. Here's Reed. I formation this time now. Pitches it outside, and it's going to go to Laguerre. He gets outside 5-yard line. He'll go out about the 6. So third down from there.
I think the coaches have talked a little bit about
containment?
Yeah. Don't you think?
Probably. I mean, that time they did a good job of containing. He got about 2 yards, and that's it. 3rd down and 13. So 5:39 left to go. Yeah.
Giving a lot of credit to Washington, you would look at this ball club and they don't look like they've lost 8 ball games.
Well, they look like they really have played well. I mean, you talk about, you got to talk about Coach Dirtle has to like
timeout Washington.
And another one. Their 3rd and final timeout of this half. 5:39 left to go in the first half of play. North Knox leads at 34-6. We're back after this 30-second break. You're listening to North Knox Warrior Football on 105.7 The Ride at WUZR.com.
Hey, this is John Yoakum inviting you to this year's Fall Time to Shrine event on October 26th at Yoakum Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Come have a fun-filled family day and support the local Knox County Shriners. We will be grilling burgers and hot dogs, and the Shriner Clowns will be here doing face painting, balloon twisting, and passing on a few jokes for the kids. We also have a bouncy house set up to increase the fun. So remember, Fall Time to Shrine, Saturday, October 26th, here at Yoakum Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Vincennes. We'll see you there.
Update presented by Yoakum Chrysler Dodge. Score big with your next car purchase at Yoakum Chrysler Dodge in Vincennes. Tell City and Forest Park, these two play each other next week in the first round of the tournament. Winner plays the winner at North Knox South Spencer, no score. Gibson Southern Southridge, no score. North Posey and Pike Central. North Posey right now leading that one 14-0. 5:39 left to go, 3rd down and 12. Here's Reed. High formation backfield with the ball inside about the 5-yard line. It's going to be Laguerre. Now it's going to be outside. It's going to get hit and brought down at the 10. Warriors doing a better job the time of bringing him down, and the guy that did it was the big bad Wolf. He huffed and puffed and brought him down.
How many times have we seen that?
Quite a few out of Dylan Wolf. So the Hatchets get themselves a little bit more room to punt. Net about 2 yards, 4th and 8. So they got just a little more breathing space. They're still going to be a little bit cramped and going back toward the end zone. And Garcia will kick it. Not a very good snap. He got it early anyway. Not a great kick either. It's going to go down. It's going to bounce, and it's going to go down at the 32. 22-yard kick that time out of Damian Garcia, and the Warriors will have it. (34-6) North Knox, 4:47 left to go, and another short field for the Warriors. So at the 33-yard line. And they tried to go down what was their right side again, and North Knox did a good job of adjusting.
I think the coaches have kind of pinpointed where the problems are, and North Knox is doing a better job now.
Rhett Sharon in there now for Cole Richter. His evening may be done. Here's Hud Dotes coming across Richter. They got to Sharon. Rhett Sharon goes straight forward, pulls his way to the 30. Got about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. So trying to run the ball up the middle. Nice job by the linebacker line of Washington to stop it. 2nd down and 7. Warriors lead 34-6. And one thing I mentioned earlier today on our sister station WALV on the Friday football pregame show, North Knox right now 5th in 2A in defense, only giving up about 10 points a game. 2nd down and 7. Red Sharon and Reese Hamelman. Sharon now in motion coming across right. Going to hand off Dodes. Holtman got some yardage, 25-yard line, 20. He's going to go to the end zone. He gets in. Touchdown. Warrior touchdown. 30-yard touchdown run that time out of Holtman Dodes. And the Warriors extend that lead now to 40-6.
Holtman Dodes is having a tremendous first half, Tom. He's had runs of 12, 65, 33, 3, 10, and 30.
So the North Knox Warriors score their 6th touchdown. Lead at 40-6, pending what looks like it's going to be a regular extra point. So Holtman Dodes definitely getting practice. Now we've seen him do this before, and he's gotten better as the game gone on. Let's see if he does it this time. Zach Boyles to hold. The kick is up. That one looks a lot better, and it is good. Well, that one looked great. So Holtman Dodes gets the extra point. He's hit 3 of his last 4 extra points, and the Warriors now add up 41-6. And this game, after kind of a shaky, first half of the first half, has kind of turned out the way that people expected.
Yes, as a matter of fact, even a little more, I think, than was expected. Washington just hasn't been able to give any kind of answer to the North Knox offense, which is, it's good for North Knox, but it's not good for Washington.
And you want the truth, I think the Hatchets have actually played pretty decent.
Well, they have.
Considering, I think they haven't played too bad.
You just look at, they were ready for Cole Richter. They gave him a lot of trouble here in the first half before he was retired for the night. And
possibly,
then you look at Holman Doge just has kind of taken up the slack.
Again, Cole Richter playing with a kind of an injured shoulder, and so again, they're trying to take it easy on it, and I think, you know why they would pull him out, because they want to try to save him for the tournament. That's going to be a short kick, and that one's going to go out of bounds. So 35-yard line, and the Hatchets will have it there.
Well, that'll slow Laguerre down.
Yeah, I think so. It's about the only thing that has so far.
Yeah, it has.
But I tell you what, I got to say though, I do think that given the season they've had and stuff, Washington I think has played pretty well so far. I mean, I think they played pretty well to their potential.
I don't think there's any question about that. They're playing, I think, with more heart and desire than you would think of a team that hasn't won a game.
Tell you what, though, next week they've got a tough one. They're back at Hatchet Hollow, and they got to play Edgewood. The Edgewood Mustangs are one of the top teams in that sectional in 3A. 3:59 left to go in the first half. 41-6 Warriors lead. Reed back out there again with Kevin Laguerre next to him. Laguerre has been the offense so far. Now Garcia going to come across. They're going to go 3 wide receivers, including Garcia out to the left, 1 to the right. Here's Reed. A little touch pass, and that time Laguerre gets away from the first man. He didn't get away from the second and third. It's out of bounds after about a 4-yard gain. And it could have been about a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, nice stiff arm, too, by Laguerre. He just...
linemen are doing a good job of coming out there, because I saw a lineman make a really nice block to spring him out. He got a couple more yards on it. A gain of 2 at the end, 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, I think that's still pretty good coverage by North Knox. It didn't let him get to the edge and make that turn.
I agree with you, but I think the coaches are going to really harp at halftime on missed tackles, and that may be one of the halftime adjustments.
Yeah.
So a little preview possibly.
Now, if you're good, you're going to run Laguerre to the left.
2nd down and 8. Laguerre, the lone back behind Reed. Reed going to throw it outside and whistle. He tried a little swing pass, and the whistle blew it dead first. We'll see what this is all about.
We'll find out.
They didn't get it off in time, so another 5-yard penalty.
But if you remember that Garcia was slow getting into the game, and that probably is the reason.
5 penalties now, 38 yards on the delay of game on Washington. They tried a little swing pass, and it forced him back into a 2nd and 13, a little bit too long to develop. 3:45 and a half, Warriors lead at 41-6. North Knox heading to Rio next week to take on South Spencer, round 1 of the playoffs. In Indiana in 2A, wide receivers, 3 out right, 1 left. Laguerre back there with Reed. He's going to keep it. He's going to pitch it outside. Laguerre trying to get outside. Not that time. Warriors going to bring him down, and Troy Nolan, the man who did it, he lost about 4 yards. 3rd down.
I think they'll give him his forward progress. They'll probably just cause him losing about, 2 yards or so.
Well, they'll put it down right at the 30, so he's going to lose 3 on that one. It'll be 3rd down.
How did I know it'd be different than what I said?
Well, you said 2, I said 4, and it wound up 3, so it's right up the middle, okay?
That's good. But we'll still give him a -3 out
Thank
of
you.
it. Okay.
3rd down and 15. You know, my wife is our producer, Don Zimmerman, back at the station, and I'm sure she's probably laughing her silly head off right now.
Be careful. The parts of the anatomy you're going to be talking
perfect.
about here.
3rd and 15. And Trey Reed, still a quarterback, and again, he hasn't had a chance to show that arm much at all tonight.
He's probably going to try this time. 3rd.
I think he's stretching
16,
it out. He was waving his kids over on the 2 wide, the 3 wide to right and 1 left. Here's Reed. Back to throw. He looks. He's going to roll right. He's going to look to throw. He's still going to look to throw. Now he fires it long downfield, and it is incomplete. He threw it out of bounds.
Yeah, he threw it about 3 yards to the out-of-bounds side of the sideline.
Damian Garcia was the man there. He had about a step or two that time on the defender, but you could tell that ball was going out of bounds the whole way. 4th down. 4th down and 15. Tell you one thing, though. He does have a really, really nice arm. I mean, he just rolled out. He just set up and just like a slingshot, just slung that ball about 25, 30 yards downfield.
Do you think they're going to fake punt this time?
I don't think they will. We'll find out, though. Oh, that's a fumbled snap. He got it off. Not a very great kick, but it's picked up at the 49. Boy, what a catch. 50, 45, 40 to the 35, to the 30, to the 29, and it's going to go down the sideline and get thrown out of bounds at the 15-yard line, but there are flags down. One at the 31.
Well, the one that's going to count is the one back here at about the...
And another flag down. And if these are offsetting penalties, they have to do it again. Old Mendoza with a great catch about the 45-yard line. He caught that thing going about 50 miles an hour. He was able to catch it and bring it down.
We got one way back here that's going to be a block in the back.
There's 2 flags, and both of them are against North Knox, but we'll see what that third one is. That's what I wonder.
That may be after the play's dead.
Well, it was after the play was dead, absolutely. So, are we going to have a back-and-forth situation where you go 15 one way or 10 one way and 15 the other?
Well, I think that's what's going to happen here, this side. I think the 10 is going to go back, and then we'll see what happens with this other one. That after the play.
Well, the referee's going to tell us they've got the silent microphone over there or the wireless microphone system, and it's really been a great help. So we'll see what the call is.
Multiple fouls. We have block in the back from the receiving team. We have a dead ball, personal foul on the kicking team.
So let's see what they do.
Now they got to.
Now what they're going to do is they're going to have to mark off 10 against North Knox and then go back 15 against Washington. So we're going to kind of have a back and forth here a little bit.
Yeah. So that's. I think it's going to be pretty simple.
What is it? The football waltz? Maybe.
Well, I don't know. We're going to see if that happens with the official.
2:26 left to go here in the first half of play. We'll find out. North Knox will have the football. Matter of where. Now they're going to go the other way. They moved to 10 back. Now they're going to go 15 up. So that'll put the ball down finally at the 42-yard line of Washington.
Just not far from where he caught it.
So one step back and 2 steps forward. Kind of the reverse of my career.
Oh, yeah.
So the ball to 42, 2:20 left to go in the half. Warriors up 42-6 and have the ball back in Washington territory at the 42. Actually, 41 make that, actually.
Still time for another score.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Reese Hamelman.
2-11.
Hands off up the middle. It's going to go outside, and not much of a run that time. And Richter back in there at the 40. Got a yard.
No, just even. Now your famous half yard.
Yeah, half yard that time. Yeah, Cole Richter tried to go to his left that time, and it wasn't happening. 2nd down. And Richter is back in there now.
I know I was premature in my prediction.
2 right, me too. Here's Hamelman throwing it downfield, and it's going to be incomplete. Trying to get Holt Mendoza right down about the 38-yard line and just missed it. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, you're right. He was wide open. There wasn't anybody around him.
Yeah, ball just kind of a misfire by Reese Hamelman that time. It'll be 3rd down. 42-yard line. And they've been pretty successful about getting that ball, that kind of intermediate range pass about 5-6 yards downfield to the right. And so it's something we'll have to see if they continue. 3rd down. 3rd down and 9. Passing situation now for North Knox. I don't know when I've been able to say that for the last 10 years, but I can say it now. Passing situation for the Warriors on 3rd and 9. Here's Reese. Hamelman, 2 wide receivers out right. Reese rolls right. He's going to look, fires it downfield, and it's caught. Down the middle, and Zach Boyles 1st down at the 16-yard line. I tell you what, Zach Boyles has been a great possession receiver for this Warrior team. That's your 11th 1st down. So for the fifth time, they're within the red zone. They're down to the 18 and 1:27 accounting in the half. Hamilton. Reese hands it up middle. Richter. Cole. Spin move. 15, 10. Down to about the 6. Got about 9 of that.
Looks like about to the 8, I think, or 7.
So there's going to be a first down. So the Warriors get to first and goal with 1:11 left to go in the half. They'll set up quickly. Here's Hamilton with Cole Richter behind him. Reese back to throw right. Looks to the end zone. Throws it into the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Warrior touchdown. And Rhett Sharon catches the football in the end zone for the score. So an 8-yard touchdown pass from Reese Hamilton to Rhett Sharon. So with 57.7 seconds left to go in the half, Ed Elliott, North Knox continues to up that lead. They lead now 47-6.
Well, this is somewhat of a surprise to have this kind of lead in the first half, to be honest with you.
Holtman Dode's going to set up for the extra point. He's 3 of his last 4. High snap, gets it down anyway, and gets a good kickoff and gets it through. I tell you what, Ed, I think the extra work has helped Holman Doge because he's looked really good the last 2 extra points.
Well, I'll tell you who looked really good was the holder.
Yeah, Zach Boyles.
Yeah, Boyles, because that ball was up about 5 feet high. And
he got it down really nicely.
Raised up and grabbed it and then got it back down, and Doge was able to complete it.
And
I think they ran out of ammunition, Tom.
They may have. 48-6 Warriors lead at 5:57 left to go now. Or actually 57.7. I can't believe I misread the scoreboard. 57.7 seconds left in the half.
I don't think anyone else is surprised at that, Tom.
No, thank you. So the Warriors, Troy Nolan, going to kick it away again.
You know what? At halftime, I think aren't they drawing tonight for the $10,000 or the John Deere Gator, Tom?
I don't know.
I think somebody told me you got about 10 of those $100 tickets.
I don't think I can quite afford that many. You can.
No, I did get one, but I had to go to the piggy bank.
Here's the kick. It's going to be about the 30-yard line, 35-40, down to the 42. And this is a true story. And back, remember, about 2002, 2003, we were over at Gibson Southern. And I had a couple of $10 tickets.
Yes, you did. I remember that.
For what turned out to be a 50-50 pot of about $25,000 or something like that. And Ed, I'm not kidding you, sat there and looked at the audience and got on the mic and said, if Tom wins it, he's going to pass out cold and I'm going to have to do the rest of the game.
That's right. Well, and that would be true. I mean, you were under extreme pressure. I could see the nervousness.
No, I tell you what, I was sweating up a storm. I'll admit that. 42-yard line, North Knox first and 10.
And then when you didn't win, you were sweating even more.
Perfect.
To try to figure out where you're going to get the money back.
Absolutely. 42-yard line, first and 10. Here's Reed, man in motion. Garcia to whistle, and somebody may have moved early again.
I think it might have been the right end for Washington. I'm not.
Yep, false start.
Yeah.
So false start 5. That's 6 penalties now on Washington for 43 yards. So now moving back 5 with 51.3 seconds left in the half. Warriors lead at 48-6.
I think we would see some passing coming out of this, Tom, for Washington to try to get down and get a quick score.
That'll be first and 15. The ball sitting up at the actually 38-yard line. Actually 37, make that 37 of Washington. Here's Trey Reed. Reed hands it off outside. It's going to be up the middle and not much that time. Actually may have lost a yard or two. So Laguerre again that time had Kevin Laguerre gets it and boy, he got hit. Gained a couple of yards. Give him gain of 2. Second down 13. Clock runs. 32 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, Laguerre thought it was really pretty easy, Tom, earlier in the in the half.
Well, North Knox made adjustments. That's one thing they do. They start out slow, Ed, but then they make adjustments, and you see them get better as the game goes on. 15 seconds left in the half. They may not have to take another play. They will. They do have to make one more. Second down and 13. He will have to make one more play here in the half. Here's Reed. They hand it off Laguerre. Up the middle, he's going to get dragged down.
He didn't gain anything that time. That should be it.
And that is it for the first half. The North Knox Warriors, after a little bit of a slow start, come back and start dominating play. They lead it right now at half, 48-6 over Washington. We're back with the First Vincent Savings Bank halftime show coming up after this 90-second break. Back in 90 seconds. You're listening to North Knox Warrior Football on 105.7 The Ride and WUZR.com.
A well-known Bicknell dentist is back and ready to serve you. Dr. Stephen K. Williams is accepting new and return patients at his office on State Road 67 in Bicknell. Dr. Williams wants to help you have your best smile. With decades of experience, he will help you just like he's helped me. I'm proud to call Dr. Stephen Williams my dentist and hope you will too. Dr. Stephen Williams, back in Bicknell and waiting to serve you. Call 812-735-2020.
Farming is a tough business that requires tough equipment. That goes for your irrigation system as well, which is why an irrigation system from Ileana Irrigation, your local Rainke dealer, is built to be durable and reliable. High-strength steel, superior engineering, and an industry-leading 10-year warranty on gearboxes. That is what a Rainke irrigation system is made of. Give the irrigation professionals at Ileana Irrigation a call today to find out just how tough they really are. Rainke, more right than rain. And Ileana Irrigation, your local irrigation experts.
Guardian Angel Home Health Care and Guardian Angel Personal Services in Bicknell is the hometown healthcare team you can always count on. As a local family-owned and operated healthcare facility, Guardian Angel takes great pride in serving you, your family, and friends. Guardian Angel Home Health Care and Guardian Angel Personal Services supports local organizations and events, businesses, schools, and youth sports. Guardian Angel Home Health Care and Guardian Angel Personal Services, where your care is their business. Have a great season, North Knox Warriors.
Have to hit the right one. We're back once again as we continue here. 20 minutes on the clock here at halftime. Ed, the North Knox Warriors lead it now by the score of 48-6. Time now for the First Vincent Savings Bank halftime report presented by First Vincent Savings Bank. Now more convenient for you, First Vincent Savings Bank. 2 locations on 6th Street and Kimmel Road in Vincennes. North Knox has scored early, and North Knox has scored often. Cole Richter, 6-yard run, 9:44 the first quarter, North Knox's first drive. They lead 7-0. The extra point was good by Holtman Dodds, and then Holtman Dodds did it himself, a 65-yard run at 6:30 the first quarter to make it 13-0. And then Washington's Kevin Laguerre really found his gear and was able to take it on a great drive. Ended up with a 17-yard run. The extra point unsuccessful. 13-6 North Knox at that point. And then the Warriors just kind of got mad, I guess you could say. Reese Hamilton inside the 1 goes in 21-6. Cole Richter, 3-yard run, 27-6. Another 1-yard run inside the 1 by Cole Richter. That is his 3rd touchdown of the game. Holtman Dodds with a 30-yard touchdown run, and then the first pass by Reese Hamilton for a touchdown in the game. That one, an 8-yarder to Red Sharon, and that made it 48-6. North Knox scored 21 in the first quarter, 27 in the second quarter for 48 at halftime. North Knox 13 first downs in the first half, only 3 for Washington. All 3 of those came early. North Knox right now was 5 of 5 in the red zone and 1 of 1 for Washington in the red zone. Only 1 turnover. That was a fumble by the Hatchets. Turnovers, North Knox, 2 of them for 20 yards and 6 for 43 for the Washington Hatchets. Now with the individual statistics in half number 1, the one and only Ed Elliott.
All right, Tom, here we go. We'll talk about Washington first. Kevin Laguerre, we finally got his name after a while, and I think if we didn't know his name, he left an impression on everyone. He carried the ball in the first half 11 times for 55 yards. Really did a great job of outrunning some of the North Knox defenders and making some really nifty moves. The only other person that carried in the first half is Seth Holtzpaul. He carried it twice for -4 yards. So Washington, in the first half, they had the ball on the ground for 51 yards. Passing, Trey Reed, he threw the ball 7 times, only completed 2, Tom, for 31 yards. Kevin Laguerre did throw 1 time, we saw on the fake punt on the 4th down, for 7 yards. So Washington had 38 yards passing, 51 yards rushing for 89 rushing and passing yards in the first half. North Knox had a little bit better half, Tom. When we look at the leading rusher for the first half for North Knox is Holtman Dodds. He carried it 6 times, Tom, for 153 yards. I have him. Second leading rusher, Cole Richter, carried 15 times for 71 yards. Brett Sharon once for 3. Zach Boyles carried once for no gain. Reese Hamelman 4 times for 23 yards. North Knox had a total of 250 rushing yards in the first half versus the 51 for Washington. Passing, Reese Hamelman, he was 5 of 8, Tom, for 100 yards passing. North Knox, 250 rushing, 100 passing for 350 yards versus 89 for Washington.
And that's one reason why you see the score 48-6. Actually, Ed, North Knox probably would have had more yardage, but they had short fields on like 3 or 4 occasions, and that's kind of kept the yardage totals from even being more.
Yeah, that's, and tonight, Tom, we think about this. This is a big ball game for the seniors.
Yeah.
And I think this could be the last time they play on the
possibly
North Knox field.
Now, here's the thing, Ed. If they win over South Spencer,
yes,
they would come back home and play in the second round regardless, and there would be a good chance if they won that second round game, they'd play the sectional final here as well. So they have a chance to come, they can win their way back home and they go to South Spencer.
Well, that would be really great, Tom. Sometimes it's hard to figure out exactly where people go. I guess it goes to the best record of
it's a blind draw.
For who gets a home, who gets play?
Who gets home
okay.
home field. In Illinois, I think it is the first round is best record. But here it's just basically like basketball. It's a blind draw and the bottom team plays. Now North Knox is on the very bottom, but South Spencer got the opening game, and so North Knox being on the road for first week, then they decide who has played the least road, the least home games would host.
Yeah.
And so North Knox would host in week 2, and then if it's tied with home and away, then the bottom team hosts. So that's how it is.
And I think when you look at the draw, Tom, I think North Knox got a very favorable draw.
Yeah, a lot of people liked it. I mean, I liked it.
Yeah, and I think you look at the other side, it's going to have to be sooner or later, Mater Dei and Linton are going to meet.
That would be in the semifinals if they get there. And both of them, I think, have pretty easy opening games. North Posey hits at Roy Williams Field. North Posey has just not had a good year at all. And then Mater Dei travels to Crawford County. And Crawford County right now may be the 8th ranked team in this sectional. I mean, they may be the bottom team in the sectional and taking on the top team. And Mater Dei right now playing Wrights at the Wrights Bowl. Crawford County, I mean, I hate to see what's going to hit them when the Wildcats come into, English coming up next week.
Well, I'm not sure that it will benefit Mater Dei that much playing a much weaker opponent because it may be so easy for them. They have to be a little cautious that they don't get players injured. And
Ed, you weren't here last year because you were in Washington, D.C., keeping America safe for democracy.
Making America great again.
Yeah, making America great again. And anyway, so you were in Washington, D.C. North Knox, in the first round last year, played Tell City here on a yucky night. I mean, it just essentially cold, wet, rainy night. Warriors led at 8-0, and Tell City tied it with about 2 minutes left to go and went to overtime. And the Warriors wound up winning it over Tell City in that game, 16-8. And so the Warriors advance. And if North Knox and Tell City win, Ed, they would come right back here to Warrior Stadium to play that game. And you think about Tell City, would they have long memories? Not only that, I mean, they're in North Knox right now have similar records at 5-3.
Yeah, and when you go into the tournament, you just never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. So, Ed, somebody handed you something.
Yeah, well, here, I'll let you read it, figure it out.
62-63 football undefeated, the last class to graduate from Bicknell
High School.
And I wanted to say, by the way, the person who sent that was Lynn Mundy, who was the final dispatcher to sign off at the old Bicknell Central Dispatch.
Oh, well, that's...
And she's also a friend of mine. She's somebody I've talked to on many occasions.
Will she admit that in public?
That's a good question.
Yes.
That is a real good question. But Lynn, thank you very much for sending that. 62-63 Bicknell, the last class at Bicknell. Last class, because North Knox started 63-64.
Yeah.
So I've been the final class at Bicknell in football was undefeated 62-63.
And I can remember in the building when the North Knox, when the new high school was being built, that the timing of getting it completed was a little bit short, and North Knox went to the old Bicknell High School for, I think it was 1 year.
Yeah, then it went out to Edwardsport, right?
And then they came up here.
Okay, because I didn't know when they had started up here. I thought they started here in the mid-70s.
Yeah, that seems like just yesterday, but it was quite a while ago.
So once again, the Warriors right now lead at 48-6, and 10 minutes left to go until we start the second half. Washington will have the ball. And I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and take a 1-minute break. We'll be back with the Dr. Stephen Williams halftime adjustments and a score update from Yoakum, Chrysler, Dodge, and a whole lot more. We'll do that coming up after this 1-minute break. You're listening to North Knox Warrior Football right here on 105.7 The Ride and WUZR.com.
Post frame buildings continue to pop up all over the area. And at Graver Post Buildings, they've been putting up buildings for over 40 years. Garages, pole barns, storage buildings, workshops, apartments, even indoor basketball courts, and some of the most attractive commercial buildings in the state. Every job is specific and unique to your wants and your needs. Graver Post also has packages for contractors and do-it-yourselfers. So for your next building or roofing project, call for a free quote at Graver Post, 800-264-5013.
Times will continue to change, and life's pace may even increase. But Duesterberg Frederick Funeral Home and Wampler Shaw Chapel continues to serve the community since 1830 with 2 locations. Both funeral homes are locally owned with services to meet the needs of families of all faiths in a caring, traditional way. Duesterberg Frederick Funeral Home at 6th and Vigo Street in Vincennes and Wampler Shaw Chapel, 118 Washington in Bicknell, proud to support our area youth sports programs.
We're here at halftime, 48-6. North Knox leads it. About 10 minutes left to go before the third period gets underway. Time now for the Dr. Stephen Williams halftime adjustments. A reminder, if you need your smile adjusted, do what I do. Go to Dr. Stephen Williams. He's back and accepting new patients. Call Dr. Williams today at 812-735-2020. And we talked a little bit about it in the first half, and the only adjustment really I can make with North Knox right now is they've got to make surer tackles. In a game like this, it's not going to make a difference, but down the road, you get into the tournament, they've had problems at times tackling, and they've got to be able to do a better job of it.
I think a little bit of the special teams, their kick team.
Yeah, that too.
Has been somewhat inconsistent at best. And I would say that's the main thing I would look at for the halftime adjustments is the coaches get together, talk about what they need to do and strategy of how they can keep Kevin Laguerre from getting 25 yards or
they started that. They started that in the second quarter. It looks like the adjustment started working, and they started to kind of blunt his effectiveness.
Well, you want to try to get a team where they're not at midfield, Tom, and I think what's important is being able to kick off, get your opponent down at least inside the 30, potentially inside the 25-yard line before they start their offense. And North Knox has had trouble either kicking it and then covering the kick or not kicking it out of bounds.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You know, North Knox at times this year, it's been kind of overshadowed a little bit because of the lopsidedness of some of the games they played this year. Their special teams have been a work in progress, and I think if there is, we talked about an Achilles heel earlier, that may be it. The tackling sometimes has been a little bit spotty, but they've done better. But the special teams right now they've got to continue to do better. And part of that is when you've only got 34 players. I mean, your special teams may go by the wayside because you don't have specialty players on special teams.
Well, you don't, but I think you still fundamentally it's just tackling or blocking or just pursuit to the ball and playing your lanes, those kind of things. And you alluded to it, the tackling. Make sure you make good, sure tackles. And I think part of tackling in the game is that if you wait for the offensive player to come to you, then you're going to have trouble stopping them. You have got to, as a defender, go to the ball carrier and initiate contact, not the other way around.
Time now for a score update. Let's take a look at some scores around the area. Presented again by Yoakum Chrysler Dodge. Score big with your next car purchase at Yoakum Chrysler Dodge, just off Hart Street, Vincennes. At a game I've been watching kind of closely right now. We mentioned Tell City and Forest Park. They play next week in Ferdinand. Right now they're playing in Tell City. No score in the third quarter.
Oh man, that's pretty big.
Southridge 7, Gibson Southern 0, that in the third quarter. North Posey leading Pike Central, easy for me to say. North Posey 35, Pike Central nothing, second quarter. Tecumseh leading Crawford County 28-6, second quarter. In Evansville, Central 13, North nothing. I thought that game was going to be close. Right now, Central proving me wrong in that game. Harrison 7, Bosse 6, Modern Day and Wrights in the Wrights Bowl right now. The Westside Nut Club game, no score. Memorial leading it 2-0 over Castle in the first quarter.
Oh man, I think
one safety. That's it.
That Modern Day score was kind of interesting.
Yeah, Wrights. I mean, Wrights has not had a good year. They've been kind of reloading. I mean, they've got some really young kids, and they've suffered it this year. But right now, I mean, they take on the team in the red and gold, and just something comes out in them. And right now, it's scoreless.
Well, I can't believe that it will remain that way.
Vincennes Lincoln leading Princeton 6-3, that game at Princeton. And Heritage Hills 7, South Spencer nothing in the second quarter. So the Rebels starting to hold tough as they get ready to take on North Knox next week.
Well, I think North Knox will have their hands full. That's going to be a long trip, Tom, for North Knox. And you just never know what the weather's going to be a week from now. And of course, you as the crack weather prognosticator you are will probably tell us what the weather is predicted for that.
In a day or two I will. Right now the long range forecast is calling for some rain sometime, possibly. They're not sure yet, but possibly some rain in that time period. So it'll be very interesting to see if it comes to be.
Or it could be fog down there.
Yeah, possibly.
Close to the river.
Right down there, kind of what about maybe 10 miles, yeah, 10 yards, thank you. 10 miles off
you're
of Ohio.
You're thinking football, Tom. Your mind's in the right place. It's just off base.
Well, that's not unusual. Anyway, the other games going on now. Tournament play next week. North Central at Rock Creek Academy. Now, North Central tonight taking on Eastern Green for third place in the Southwest Conference. Neither team has won over North Davies or North Knox. They'll play each other tonight. North Central next week versus Rock Creek. Eastern at Cougar Valley to take on North Davies. Some of the other games, by the way, next week. Boonville at Evansville Harrison. Sullivan at Vincennes. I tell you what, these two games I'm about to mention are really good ones. Sullivan at Vincennes and Northview at Jasper.
Yeah, that could be two evenly matched games.
Sullivan and Vincennes Lincoln. I mean, those two, are very even in what they do. I think maybe Sullivan maybe just a little bit better passing team and Vincennes Lincoln maybe a little better running team.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Lincoln, I was just surprised after watching them play North Knox how I just couldn't figure out what was wrong. They were a lot more talented team than their record indicated.
Well, they did something that North Knox didn't expect. They out-North Knox. They went into the I formation, and after they did that, by the way, it didn't just win that game for them. It kind of helped to turn their season around. They beat an undefeated Mount Carmel team last week.
Yeah, Mount Carmel, that was somewhat of a shock. I'm not sure that Mount Carmel really cared one way or the other whether they were playing that game or not. I suppose that's about the only thing I could
They went in 6-0. They were looking for a good seeding.
I know it.
It's a good tournament seeding.
Yeah.
So again, the other games, Edgewood back at Hatchet Hollow taking on Washington, Princeton at Owen Valley, and I tell you what, this is again in 3A, a sneaky good game. Mount Vernon at Southridge.
Yeah, Mount Vernon they're constantly coming up with ways to win ball games that you wouldn't think they would win.
Yeah, and they have this year too. They're 6-2 coming in to tonight. Going into the PAC tonight, Brown County, that'll be next week actually, Brown County at Pike Central. Well, the Chargers have just had a really, really tough year. I mean, part of it playing in the PAC, part of it they've only got 21 kids out.
Yeah, that would make it a problem.
Heritage Hills at Corridon Central, Gibson Southern at Salem. Both those games PAC versus PLAC, and there's a lot more difference than just one letter between those two conferences, I would say. So Mount Vernon and Southridge, North Posey at Linton. Most years it'd be a good game. This year, not so much.
Yeah, Tom, this is I think talking about Washington, I think the coaching staff and the players that are on their team deserve a lot of credit for how they've continued the season at a very in very difficult circumstances, because they had a number of players quit partway through the season, and I think that's very disappointing. Where you kind of, if you quit the team, you let your teammates down. And it's a tough situation, but the coaches for Washington could have just given up on the season, but they've come out and I think acquitted themselves well.
Yeah, they almost, they felt like, I think that they really, they were afraid they couldn't play, but they were able to come up with enough numbers to do it. Now, quickly, tournament play. I mentioned at home and home going on. Tell City at Forest Park next week. Forest Park at Tell City tonight. We mentioned no score in the third quarter. And then Tell City heading to Ferdinand to take on Forest Park next week. SIAC next week. We mentioned Boonville Harrison. Wrights at Central. Bosse at North Harrison. And then we mentioned Modern Day at Crawford County coming up. By the way, the game at South Spencer at next week, I want to find out if that's going to be a 7:30 or 8 o'clock kickoff. It's either going to be 7:30 or 8 because of South Spencer in the Central time zone. So it'll be a little bit later kickoff. So what time? 7:30. Okay. 7:30 Eastern. We got the word over there from Mr. McKinnon. So it's about as official as we can get. So 7:30 next week at South Spencer. And we'll have it for you. Ed and I will be there on 105.7 The Ride and WUZR.com. And then, of course, join us 24 hours before kickoff for North Knox tonight, live from the Bicknell McDonald's. We'll talk about this game. Get ready for South Spencer. Right now, Ed, at last report, really hanging tough with Heritage Hills.
What's your score?
7-0. Last report in the second quarter. Heritage Hills leading. Playing that game tonight, I believe, in Rio. So, still don't have quite an update. Now I think we do. We'll take a look at the scores once again quickly. North Posey now up 42-0 over Pike Central. Tecumseh 28-6 over Crawford County. Central 13, North 7. So the Huskies are on the board, making it interesting. Bosse scored 2 scores, 14-7 over Harrison right now. Still 2-0 Memorial over Castle. And Modern Day, it's still in the second quarter. Heritage Hills leading South Spencer 7-0.
Sounds like an American League playoff game.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, some of those scores over there. 2-0, 3-0, 7-0.
Wonder what the game's doing tonight, Tom. This is desperation time for the Yankees.
Yeah, the Yankees and Astros. So, tell you what, the Houston Astros coming up and doing what they've done has really been kind of one of the great stories of baseball, moving from the National League to the American, and once they moved over there, their fortunes just completely reversed.
Of course, they also they were down in the toilet for a while, and then they got their act together. And since they've got the pitchers, anytime you play in this time of year, you've got to have pitching.
Yeah, great pitching always helps. I'll tell you that.
And you got to hit at least enough to get a score. But I think you've got to be able to control the other team, and that's exactly what the Astros have been able to do with the Yankees so far in the series.
Well, we're about ready for the third period. Both teams around their coaches. North Knox will kick it off to begin period number 3 to the Washington Hatchets. We mentioned the halftime adjustments, Ed. When you talk about them, again, the two things we mentioned, special teams play has got to get better and the tackling has got to improve here in the second half.
Yeah, and North Knox with the clock running continuously now, it will speed this game up, and I think North Knox will not have that many opportunities.
Well, we may get Ed home at a decent hour tonight. I mean, he's got that quarter-mile trip right down 159.
Well,
that's about all
you're right. You're right. I could almost walk home, but I'm afraid with you driving, I might be at risk.
Well, I was going to say though, he's a good golfer, and he lives about a par 5 away from here. So.
Yeah, well, it's
maybe a long par 5, but maybe a long par 5.
Yeah.
One of those Pete Dye course par 5s. Anyway, North Knox is going to be kicking it off. So you've got the third quarter on the board. We're ready to go. Troy Nolan going to kick it off, and again, Laguerre back long. Kevin Laguerre back about his own 5-yard line. This ball's going to go down about to 20. It's going to be fumbled there and picked up. They're going to run it himself. 25-30, got some yardage. 35-40. Now he's going to get hit and brought down.
That is what you call a tackle.
And that tackle was made that time by Bo Nolan.
Yeah, he says he made a perfect tackle.
No, that was. He drove right through that. By the way, Ed, I mentioned this earlier. There was a Facebook picture. One of the North Knox players broke the blocking sled this week.
Did they? Yeah.
They showed a picture of it.
Well, what they did, they put a picture of you on the sled.
That's it. That's exactly what it was. Ball to the 36-yard line. That's where the Hatchets will have it first at 10. Warriors leading it easily, 48-6. Here's Reed. Look, here behind him, single running back, wide receivers again, 2 out, left, 2 right. Reed about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Man in motion coming across Garcia. Going to hand it off to Laguerre up the middle. Got a hold.
Nice.
He's got some yardage, 40 yards, 50. He may go 40 to 30, and they're going to catch him. 10 to the 5 end zone. Touchdown. 65 yards. So Kevin Laguerre, 65 yards to the end zone.
I would have him at about 63 yards, Tom.
Okay.
You look where they had the sticks.
So Washington, 8 with about a minute and 8 seconds into the second half of play, scores a touchdown, and they put a second one on the board. It's 48-12.
Well, that's I think North Knox is trying to put in some players to give them an opportunity to play against a varsity team, and they're not doing a very good job right at this juncture.
And they'll go for 2. Reed looking to get up to the 14 mark. He's going back to throw. He rolls right, fires at the end zone. It's caught, and he got it in. So the pass is successful to Garcia, and it's 48-14. So Garcia gets a touchdown. It's 48-14.
Well, the defense didn't have to stay out there very long, Tom.
Tell you what, North Knox, I think their best defense tonight has been their offense.
Well, they've got a lot of different players in now, but that's still no excuse to give up a touchdown like that.
Yeah, I was going to say, it wasn't a picture-perfect defensive effort by any means. Laguerre just got a big hole up the middle and just took advantage.
Well, nobody touched him.
Yeah, he exactly right. All the way to the end zone.
The linebackers got lost somewhere in the shuffle.
So the ball going to be kicked away. Washington will kick it. North Knox now spanning Holman Dodds, I believe it is, up about his 20-yard line. Again, no Matt Urbane tonight. We have not seen him play any. I'm not sure if we've seen Brocksmith or not either. So Garcia will kick it away. So the kick is going to be right down the middle of the field. It's going to be picked up about the, actually, it's going to be
an onside kick.
Yeah, an onside kick. It's down by the Warriors. Got it. And Declan Alchin made the catch.
42, they're putting it down, just short of the 42.
So the Warriors will have it there. Declan Alchin, a good job of covering up on it. Warriors will have it counting down. 9:49 and counting. Left to go here in the third period. Warriors up 48-14. So North Knox will come to the line of scrimmage, leading at 48-14. Reese Hamilton for the Warriors. Again, tight formation. And this time Hazlett will get it. Braden Hazlett outside 40, 45. He'll go down at the 50. He gained about 9 on that one. So Braden Hazlett, the freshman, the third running back in the North Knox roster, gets some pretty good yardage. Got about 8 on that one. It'll be second down and 2 right in midfield. And so the Warriors bring on Devin Kent. And I think you're right. I think a lot of these kids, you see Trevor Carey and also Dylan Wolf on the sideline. So you're right about them going with that second unit. So actually, Ed, maybe a Wildcat set here. Going to hand it off inside, and it's going to be very close to a first down, just short. Levi Bunty takes it, and it looks like Devin Kent, the freshman, is the quarterback now. So Devin Kent looks like he was in a quarterback on that last play. Third down and 1. And it is. It's going to be Devin Kent, a quarterback. At 5'11", 190, and a freshman. Third down and 1. Devin Kent and Hazlett in there. North Knox in a tight formation. Third down and 1. Kent going to keep it himself. Going to roll first. He's very close. I think he's just going to be just short.
I do too.
I think he's about a half a yard short. It'll be fourth down. Ball at the 49-yard line. So 4th and 1. Warriors going to go for it here, I'm guessing. And you're right, Ed. A lot of new players in that lineup.
Yeah, I think they just want to give a chance to some of these younger players to get in some varsity experience. They're going to need it for next year.
Yep. Tell you what, we saw Rhett Sheridan quarterback before. Now we're seeing Devin Kent there. So 4th and 1 for the Warriors. Kent.
Oh, and procedure.
Somebody moved early, and I think both teams had culprits. We'll see when we get here. Both teams had people move early.
There were several people that did not know what the snap count was.
So
North Knox is going to back up 5 yards.
So it will be a false start on the Warriors. So that was
punt.
3 penalties, 25 yards, and for the first time tonight, the Warriors going to kick it away.
That's a good practice.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Troy Dolan will kick it away on a 4th down and 6. Back at the 45, actually 46 of North Knox. So, and they're going for the block here. Nobody back for Washington. Going to try for the block.
I don't think
he got it away.
Oh, he kicked it out of bounds.
No, he didn't. He kept it in.
I thought it was going to go out, but it bounced.
21-yard line.
Nice job. Nice kick.
So about a 33-yard kick out of Troy Nolan. It just basically went up in the air, and then it just kind of fell to the ground and bounced sideways. So it's a 22, about a 35-yard kick out of Troy Nolan, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Washington Hatchets. Scored their last time with the ball. 6:01 left to go in the third period. Warriors still lead at 48-14. And it looks like they are going to continue with their 2 defense. So we'll see what they do with the 2 defense.
Well, I hope they do a little better job than they did last time.
So we shall see. Reed out there along with his running back, Kevin Laguerre, who's had a great game so far. Reed going to hand it off. Now he's going to keep it, throw it downfield long, and it is incomplete. He overthrew his intended receiver.
Yeah.
So he was looking for his intended receiver at that time.
Pretty good coverage that time by North Knox.
Reese Durnall, by the way, is his intended receiver, the junior, so it'll be 2nd and 10. So 2nd down and 10. 5:01 left to go in the third period. 48-14, Warriors lead it. So you were right, Ed. The second half, North Knox was going with that 2 lineup, and that kind of allowed for Laguerre to get loose on that one play. 2 wide left, 2 wide right. Reed about 5 yards back, man in motion. Garcia going to hand it off to Laguerre. He's going to try to get outside. He's going to get out there, and he's going to get hit and brought down about the 27-yard line. So about maybe a 5-yard gain, and that's about it. It'll be third down.
Yeah, it was nice effort on the part of North Knox to hustle and make some contact there and contain him.
You mentioned the contain. Yeah, they slowed him down. He was able to make a take the tackle about 6 yards downfield. It'll be third down and 4. So right now, Kevin Laguerre has been their entire offense. Reed now, third down. He's got the ball. He's about 5 yards behind. Laguerre behind him about 7 yards back of the line of scrimmage. Man in motion, Garcia. He's going to hand it off to him. Garcia going to get around 30-yard line. First down. Red Sharon is going to throw him out of bounds about to 42.
A flag?
And they're going to call a flag on that play. I wonder if they're not going to call unnecessary roughness on Red Sharon.
What was it supposed to do? Hug and kiss him and put him down?
Well, he threw him out of bounds. I think he thought he did a little bit too. Yep, unsportsmanlike conduct going to be called on North Knox.
Yeah, so it's going to tack it on.
Yep, they'll tack on 15 more. 4 penalties, 40 yards. Clock continued to run. 3:19 left to go in the third period. Warriors up 48-14. So they'll mark it in North Knox territory down about to 44.
First time that Garcia has run the ball.
Yep. So we'll get it outside, and they're going to say to Sharon, kind of unsportsmanlike, throwing him out of bounds. They took him out of the jersey and just threw him out. Here's Reed. 1st and 10 at the 42. Reed back to throw. He looks. He fires it outside. It's going to be caught. Laguerre, 45-yard line, 40, and he'll be forced back there about a 3-yard gain, and that's it. Maybe 4. Second down. So Red Sharon makes that tackle. So second down, the ball sitting up right at the 40. So gain of about 4, second down at 6. 2:25 left to go in the third period of play. As you mentioned, had a running clock here in the second half with North Knox's huge lead at halftime. Second down at 6.
Well, for Washington to have 4 wide receivers, receiving positions, they're not very successful throwing it.
And they're going to hand off Laguerre up the middle. He's got some yardage. He's going to turn right 30-yard line to the 20. Still on his feet, and he'll go down at the 19. So another first down that time, and the tackle made by Levi Bunty. So that'll be the 7th first down for Washington. They'll have the ball at the 19.
Yeah, 21 yards for Laguerre. I've got him, Tom, he's had 14 carries, 145 yards.
Yep, really doing well. Second time in the red zone for Washington.
Yeah.
North Knox is going to bring in Blake Long. So again, their seniors look like they're on the sideline, and we just hope they're not needed. And now they'll bring in actually going to spread out again. 3 wide right, 1 left. Laguerre out of the game right now.
Who's by the quarterback? Is that Garcia?
No, it's another player, and it's Reed back to throw. Looks, he's going to fake. Fires it toward the end zone, and that is going to be way too long. He threw that ball 10 yards beyond the end zone.
Yeah, he was able to show he had a real good arm, but he was throwing it to Bruceville.
Fisher Owens, by the way, was in there for that play for Washington, so probably a blocking back. He's listed as a fullback. 1 minute, 1 second left to go in the third period.
Washington just, instead of throwing, shorter intermediate passes, they're always going for the bomb.
Yep. Well, they like to throw short or they like to throw really long. Like you
short,
said, not about
behind they throw it behind the line of scrimmage or 40 yards down the field.
Second down and 10 now for Reed. He'll look left. He'll look to throw it. He's going to stop. He's going to throw it downfield short. It's going to be picked up at the 11-yard line. They'll keep him short of the first down, about 2 yards, as he was able to hit Gage Memmering. Third down at about 2. And that should be the last play of the third period. with the running clock, the time moving very, very swiftly. And the North Knox Warriors lead at 48-14 as we go to the fourth period of play. We're back after this 1-minute break. You're listening to North Knox Warrior Football on 105.7 The Ride, WUZR, Bicknell, Vincennes, and WUZR.com. All right, give me 1 minute here. Started the commercial or I can't hear it.
Spend less on your groceries. Shop your Vincennes Save-A-Lot on Willow Street, where you'll save money with shockingly low prices every day. You don't have to wait for a sale. Save up to 40% every day at Save-A-Lot. Get amazing quality and fantastic prices. Your satisfaction is guaranteed or 100% money back. Fresh meat is cut daily in the store, and special orders on meat are available. Open till 9 p.m. Savings are made easy at your Vincennes Save-A-Lot, where bananas are just 39 cents a pound every day.
And the final 12 minutes on the clock. Final 12 minutes presented by Guardian Angel Home Healthcare. Give Guardian Angel 12 minutes and let them show you why they are the healthcare angel you're looking for. Guardian Angel Home Healthcare and Personal Services, Highway 67 in Bicknell.
It's turned into really a beautiful night for football, isn't it, Tom?
Love that sunset. I mean, when you take a look at all the colors and things, it's just gorgeous out there tonight. Quickly, got time for a scoreboard update presented by Yoakum Chrysler Dodge. Still third quarter, no score. Tell City and Forest Park, Southridge 7, Gibson Southern nothing. Couple of other updates. Vincennes Lincoln now leading Princeton 20-3. Heritage Hills 14-0 over South Spencer. Now they've updated that. That's a second quarter score. Jasper over Mount Vernon 21-0 winner there. Takes the final Big 8 title of the lifetime. Here's Reed. Hands off Laguerre up the middle. He's going to get it to the 10. He's got it to the 5. Flag is down as he scrambles down to about the 3-yard line. But Ed, that may be a hold at the end of that play.
Yeah, it could very well be where it was thrown. It was in an odd place.
Yep, right up the middle of the field. We'll find out what we got.
Likely one of the linemen.
We'll find out.
They're talking to Washington.
They're talking to Washington about it. So we'll see what this is all about.
Yeah, this may be a very interesting.
Yeah, if they call it at the end of the play, maybe a face mask or something. We'll find out right now.
5-yard safe man on the defense.
Yep.
We're going to put it on the extra point.
So they called a touchdown. So they said that he got in. I didn't think he got in, Ed, but he did. So a 13-yard run by Kevin Laguerre to the end zone. And so now Washington has put up 20 points.
North Knox, in all honesty, has given them half of those or more.
Yeah.
2 touchdowns.
So they're going to go for 2. Back to throw Reed. He's going to get flushed. He's going to look to run. He's going to run back the other way. Throw it across the field, and it's going to be complete for the 2 points.
Yeah, no.
And he got it to Laguerre across the field.
That's learning by the defender, Tom.
So Laguerre gets it. So it's 48 to 22, I believe. So that would be the score, 48 to 22, and the Warriors will get the ball. 10:29 left to go here in the game. So when do you start to panic a little? Well, not panic, but when do you start to consider it whether or not you put in your one team just to kind of keep a nice cushion?
Well, you hope your opponents recognize what you're doing and that they would likewise reciprocate. If they don't, then you play it until you feel like you need to, and then you go back in.
So Garcia now at the 40-yard line will kick it away. 48, actually they got 48-20 on the board. It should be 48-22. So that 2-point conversion was successful. So here's the kick.
Offsides again.
And they're going to bounce down. The Warriors will get it to 35. They'll turn it to the 40.
Did he fumble it?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out right now.
Well, the officials can't tell.
They're going to pile it up, and it is North Knox football. So if he did fumble it, he was able to get it. That was Trey Keller. So the senior Keller is able to take it up to the 41. So the Warriors will have it right there. So no flag was down, it looks like. So North Knox at the 41 will have it first and 10. And we will see where we are right now. And it's still going to be Kent at quarterback. So Devin Kent, still a quarterback.
And Kent was out for a while, I think, Tom, with a concussion. So this is a good opportunity for him to get some play time.
Yep, Kent, the backup quarterback for the Warriors, hands up the middle. Nice run. It's going to go right down the middle. Hazlett. Braden Hazlett may go to the end zone. 20 to the 10. He's knocked down about the 7-yard line on a touchdown saving tackle. What a run that time by Ethan Hazlett, Ed. Braden, my apologies.
Yeah,
Braden
Hazlett. Yeah. Great run.
So Braden Hazlett takes it all the way down inside the 10. So
50
the Warriors,
yards.
With the 6th time in the end zone, Braden Hazlett just went right up a gaping hole up the middle. Yeah. He's got it down at the 9.
He just needed to change gears right there at the end and just couldn't do it.
So the freshman Kent hit the freshman Hazlett and got him right up the hole that time, and the Warriors down at the 9. And very close to getting into the end zone. Actually at the 8. So the 8-yard line. Devin Kent. Braden Hazlett beside him. Kent. First and goal at the 8. Man in motion coming across Bunty. Here's Hazlett up the middle. He's going to run it down, get down to about the 5. 3-yard gain, second down from there. Clock continuing to run. 8:27 left to go. Warriors up 48-20. So the ball now at the 5-yard line. So the Warriors have spent the second half of the running clock and basically been playing their second unit the whole way.
I think it's a JV team, what it amounts to.
So, second down. Devin Kent at quarterback at the 5-yard line. Second down and goal. Man in motion coming across it. It's going to keep it himself. Kent up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown. Warrior touchdown. Devin Kent with his first touchdown as a varsity player, and he's able to take it in from 5 yards.
Yeah, nice job. It looked like the hole opened up and good fakes by the runners, and he was able to go right up the middle and was literally untouched.
So the Warriors put up 54 right now, and the clock continues to run. 7:24. We'll see if they go for 2. And they are going to do that. They're going to go for 2. So Devin Kent will go for 2 with Hazlett beside him to his left.
I'm surprised they didn't send Holman Doge back in. Yeah,
I was thinking the same thing. Here's Kent. Going for 2. Kent going to hand it off to Bunty. Levi Bunty gets tackled.
Oh, yeah. Smash for a 2-yard loss.
Levi Bunty playing that Kent, that Holman Doge area.
Yeah, he didn't... he thinks he won a change.
6:57. Yeah, I know. 6:57 left in the game.
Hard there.
So 6:57 left in the game. And Washington still has scored 2 touchdowns and North Knox has 1, but North Knox has put up a lot of touchdowns in this game. They put up 8 of them right now. It's $160 to Champions Together from First Vincennes Savings Bank, your real community bank. 2 locations in Vincennes.
Yeah, now we'll see how we do on the kick cover team.
It's been a little adventure tonight, hasn't it?
It has. And I think they've still got Laguerre back there. Maybe they're trying to set some record with him.
Oh, yeah, he's back there right now. Boy, tell you what, he's had a great all-purpose yard tonight, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So Troy Nolan going to kick it away. The Warriors going to get ready to kick it away. It's going to go down the right sideline. That one's going to stay in about the 20-yard line. Nice kick to 15-20. Laguerre, 25. Up the middle. Now he goes outside 30. He's going to get away from one tackle to the 40, and he'll go out of bounds right there.
Well, he got down pretty hard. He's running a lot, Tom.
And the kicker, Troy Nolan, brought him down. So about to the 40-yard line, Laguerre will get it there. 1st and 10, clock 6:27 and running. Ball at the 40-yard line. Warriors up 54-22. Again, as we mentioned, North Knox playing their second unit the entire second half. And Devin Kent, the backup quarterback for the Warriors, scores his first varsity touchdown tonight.
And basically Washington they're playing most of their starters.
Yep, they're still doing it, yeah.
Yeah, they may not have anybody else to put in there.
2 wide out, left and right. Here's the ball now coming across Garcia. Going to get the football. Garcia going to get strung out. He's going to get hit, and he's going to get away, but not far. Down about the 38-yard line, so he lost about 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 12. Flag down as well at the end of the play.
Oh, not another personal foul.
We'll see. That's against Washington.
You know, I saw...
No, they called it offsetting penalties. So they called offsetting penalties. It was on a dead ball, so the play will count back to the 39. So he lost a yard, 2nd down and 11. Looks like the tackle that time was Devin Kent, actually, who was out there. So they got both teams on the unsportsmanlike conduct call. So basically, it's after the play.
I'd
so
say some.
It's kind of moot. I mean, I don't know why you do that, but it's moot. 2nd down and 11.
Well, probably Washington a little frustrated, and then retaliation.
So here's the football. Trey Reed going to act back at quarterback, getting ready. 3 wide receivers out right, 1 left.
Yeah, putting some stickum on his hands, wiping the sweat off, getting ready to throw this one.
Reed going to hand it off. Here's Laguerre up the middle. He's got the yardage near midfield to go over into the 49. He did get the first down. Need 11, got 12. Need 11 yards, got 12. 4:17 and counting. Left to go. 54-22. Warriors lead. North Knox led at 48-6 at halftime with their frontline players. And brought in the second unit the entire second half. Ball at the 49-yard line, right? 49-yard line.
Well, they put the blocker in so they can
pass the football.
Yeah, so Reed can throw it.
Trey Reed, now 5 yards back. You mentioned the blocking back in there.
Well, they're running the clock down. It's like...
Oh, I know.
I know. It's a little bit interesting.
Going to hand it off to the man. Going to go up the middle. He's got some yardage to the 40-yard line. He'll go down in North Knox territory at the 35. So they did give the handoff that time to Fisher Owens, and he got the first down. 9th for the Washington Hatchets. That's going to mark him down at the 36. 13-yard gain. 3:12 left to go. Clock running. Warriors still up by 32 points, 54-22. Football sitting up at the 37. Reed and Owens back there once again. Fisher Owens back there. 2 wide receivers each side, right and left. Reed back to throw. He looks. He's going to air it out long down the field, and it is going to be incomplete,
almost
I believe.
Intercepted.
It was almost picked off, and I tell you what, great play by Rhett Sharon back there. They were going for Garcia in the end zone. Again, Reed has that kind of arm. He threw the ball about 40 yards on a rope in the air and almost intercepted by Rhett Sharon. 2nd down. 2:21 and counting left to go.
Yeah, Owens is a senior. So trying to give him a little play time.
Yep. You look at the Washington Hatchets lineup, and there was about maybe 6 or 7 of their seniors on the lineup. 2nd and 10. 2 minutes left to go. Here's Reed. 3 wide receivers left. Reed back to throw again. He looks. He's going to fire it long downfield again, and this ball is going to be incomplete. Knocked away nicely. He was looking for
good coverage.
His intended receiver down there. That was Iverson Doomerville, the junior, and it was good coverage to knock it away. I believe it was Blake Long. So 3rd and 10. 1:26 and counting left to go. 54-22 Warriors. So now everybody going to spread out. Let's see what they go with this time. They're going to go 3 wide receivers right again.
I'd give it to Owens.
Owens did a pretty good job last time he ran it.
He did.
Running down the clock quite a bit now. 3rd down. Back to throw Reed. He's going to look. He's going to get rolled out. He's going to get away. He's going to scramble. He's going to throw it downfield, and it is incomplete. 4th down. He just threw it up there for somebody to get it. Underneath a minute.
I think they had a hand on his jersey. I couldn't see who it was, but.
Well, he still did a good job of throwing that football. I mean, that was impressive. 32 seconds left to go, and let's see. They don't have to make another play. We'll see if they do. They do not have to make another play, I don't think. That play clock and game clock very close. 16 seconds left to go. That's it. They do not have to make another play, and they won't do so. The North Knox Warriors end up the regular season at 6-3 as they win 54-22 over the Washington Hatchets. We will be back with the Graber postgame show coming up after this 2-minute break. Back at 2 minutes, you're listening to North Knox Warrior football right here on 105.7 The Ride at WUZR.com.
A well-known Bicknell dentist is back and ready to serve you. Dr. Stephen K. Williams is accepting new and return patients at his office on State Road 67 in Bicknell. Dr. Williams wants to help you have your best smile. With decades of experience, he will help you just like he's helped me. I'm proud to call Dr. Stephen Williams my dentist and hope you will too. Dr. Stephen Williams back in Bicknell and waiting to serve you. Call 812-735-2020.
Irrigation is not one size fits all. Turn to the irrigation professionals at Ileana Irrigation, your local Reinke dealer, for the customized irrigation solution you need to improve your yields and increase your profits. With various pipe choices, sizes, and span lengths at their disposal, Ileana Irrigation can design, install, and service a durable Reinke pivot to fit any field and any budget. Call Ileana Irrigation today to learn how a customized Reinke irrigation system can benefit your farming operation. Reinke, more right than rain, and Ileana Irrigation, your local irrigation experts.
When you deposit your money at one of those ginormous banks with branches all across the country, your money goes all across the country. But at First Pension Savings Bank, we are proud to say that our depositors' money is put to work right here at home. This is Ross Martin, loan officer at First Pension Savings Bank, and I can tell you, there's no place like home. Invest in First Pension Savings Bank, and you invest in local schools, businesses, and organizations. First Pension Savings Bank, a real community bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey everyone, this is Randy Hamelman of Hamelman Decals. Here at Laid Back Acres, located smack dab in the middle of Warrior Country, we're all Warrior strong. DeKalb and Asgrow seeds, with their proven yield potential and unbeatable disease packages, are great teammates for all your acres. Good luck this year to all our athletes. Hamelman DeKalb is a proud supporter of North Knox High School and Warriors athletics. See you at the game, Warrior fans. It's victory time.
Back once again here at Warriors Stadium. The North Knox Warriors win it tonight by the final score of 54-22. They go to 6-3 on the season. This is the Graber Post Game Show. A reminder, post up and score with your next building from Graber Post Buildings on the Odin-Kennelberg Road in Davies County. Let's go ahead and take a look at the scoring for the North Knox Warriors. They scored early, and in the first half they scored quite often. Cole Richter, 6-yard run, made it 7-0 North Knox, and then right away, the second touchdown, Holtman Dodds, and a 65-yard touchdown. That was our Hamelman DeKalb play of the game. 40, he may go. 30, 20, they're chasing him down. They're not going to get him. 10, 5, goal line, touchdown. Warrior touchdown. Holtman Dodds with a 65-yard touchdown run. A great misdirection play, Ed. They were expecting Richter, and they got Holtman Dodds coming left.
Yeah.
And Holman Dodes was able to make that misdirection play to the end zone, 65 yards for the score. 13-0 at that point. Then Washington made it a one-score game with Kevin Laguerre, who had a fantastic night for the Hatchets. 17-yard touchdown run made it 13-6. But then 46.5 seconds left in the first quarter. Reese Hamilton on a run inside the 1-yard line to make it a 21-6 lead. 2-point conversion successful. Then the Warriors added 4 more touchdowns in the second quarter. 2 of them from Cole Richter, 1 from 3 yards, 1 from 1 yard. That made it 34-6. And then a 30-yard run from Holtman Doge, who had a lot of big plays tonight. And that made it 41-6. And then Rhett Sharon caught a touchdown pass of Reese Hamilton of 8 yards, 48-6. And that's where we stood at halftime. Running clock in the second half. Washington put up 2 touchdowns, both of them from Kevin Laguerre. A 63-yard make that, 63-yard touchdown run. 48-14 at that point, and then a 13-yard run, 10:51 left to go in the fourth quarter, making it 48-22. But then at North Knox, their second team able to get a touchdown. Devin Kent, backup quarterback, went in from 5 yards out, and that made it 54-22. That was their final score. North Knox unofficially, I've kind of lost count a little bit. I'd say 17 first downs for the Warriors, 9 for Washington. North Knox in the game, 6 of 6 in the red zone. And the Washington Hatchets were 2 of 2. Only 1 turnover the entire game. That was a fumble from Washington. That was recovered by the North Knox Warriors, and Wesley Boyd able to make that recovery. Penalties, North Knox 4 of them for 40 yards, and Washington 6 for 43. Ed, about the individual statistics.
All right, Washington, Tom, they had the leading rusher in the ball game, Kevin Laguerre. He was carried the ball 16 times for 170 yards. He had 115 of those in the second half running against the JV team. Then we had Garcia. He carried the ball twice for 16 yards in the second half and for the game total. Seth Holtzclaw, he carried it twice in the game for -4 yards. Fisher Owens carried it 1 time in the second half for 13 yards. Washington had 51 yards rushing in the first half, 144 yards in the second half for 195 yards rushing for the game. Passing yards, when you look at it, it really, 2 of 7, Trey Reed in the first half for 31 yards. And in the second half, he was 4 of 9 for, just in the second half, he got, 19 yards. So he had a total of 16 attempts and completed 6 of those for 50 yards for the game, Tom. And Laguerre, he did pass the ball once, as we talked about, for 7 yards. So Washington had, and that was in the first half, by the way, and Washington had 38 yards passing in the first half, 19 yards passing in the second half for 57 yards for the game. The combined yardage rushing and passing, 89 yards for Washington in the first half, 163 in the second half for a total of 252 yards for the ball game. North Knox, Cole Richter ended up with 15 carries, 71 yards, all in the first half. Holtman Dodes had 153 yards on 6 carries, all in the first half. Rhett Sharon carried it once in the first half for 3. Zach Boyles carried it once without any gain. Then Reese Hamilton carried it 4 times in the first half for 23. In the second half, we had Levi Bunny carried it 1 time for 1 yard. We had Braden Highslip did a really nice job when he given the opportunity. He had 3 carries for 62 yards. Devin Kent carried the ball twice for 7 yards. North Knox in the second half had 70 yards rushing. In the first half, 250 yards. So North Knox had 320 yards rushing for the ball game. Then we had passing Reese Hamilton. He was 5 of 8 for 100 yards, all of those in the first half. Devin Kent did not throw the ball when he was in at quarterback. So North Knox had 100 yards passing in the first half, none in the second half, 100 yards for the game, 250 yards rushing in the first half, 100 in the second half. 70 yards in the second half for 320 rushing yards for the game. Passing yards, 100 in the first half, none in the second half for 100 yards for the game. So North Knox had 420 yards rushing and passing for the ball game versus 252 for Washington.
Well, I want to remind you, by the way, our play of the game earlier on was presented by Hamelman DeKalb. Let Randy Hamelman give you the best play for your yields. Get more green for your growing season with Hamelman DeKalb. Back with the Something More Award from Illiana Irrigation and comments from head coach Josh Chambers. We'll do that after this break. You're listening to North Knox Warrior Football right here at 105.7 The Ride, WUZR, Bicknell, Vincennes, at WUZR.com.
Have a shoulder or knee bothering you? Hurting when you exercise or participate in sports? Painful when you're on the job or working around the house? Many shoulder and knee problems are treated with simple rehab. But when surgery is necessary, Dr. Terry Fenwick provides the latest outpatient arthroscopic techniques to reduce pain and recovery time so you can return to your work and activities faster. Don't let shoulder or knee pain get you down any longer. See Dr. Fenwick, a leader in sports medicine. Get answers, get results, get Quest Orthopedics on Willow Street in Vincennes. You still have time to apply and enroll at Ivy Tech Community College. Classes start October 28th, and there are scholarships available to help you pay for school. Ivy Tech can help you earn your degree and start an in-demand career in 2 years or less. You can also save thousands towards a bachelor's degree by transferring your credits. Apply online at ivytech.edu/apply now, or stop by Ivy Tech Terre Haute at 8000 South Education Drive.
Hey, it's John Yoakum here at Yoakum Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This month, we want you to be able to drive home in the newer pre-owned vehicle that you have been looking at. Good credit, bad credit, or no credit, we have you covered with the best, finest department in the area. We strive for 100% approval with little or no money down to get you in a reliable vehicle for a payment that you can afford. Don't go anywhere else. Come see us today and put us to the test. That's Yoakum Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram just off Hart Street next to Kohl's and Vincennes.
Back once again here at Warrior Stadium. Josh Chambers joining us right now. We'll get to our Something More Award here in just a second. But it looks like Josh Chambers and one of his assistant coaches is made a way up. It looks like his daughter is with him tonight. Coach, congratulations, 48-6 at halftime and basically cruise control from there.
Yeah, I think our kids did exactly what we needed to do. They did a nice job coming out and just basically taking the game from the beginning. That was really, I felt like we were going to be better than them, but this is your prototypical trap game, right? You had to draw last week. You got one more in there. Everyone wants to talk about South Spencer. And as a coach, you're like, whoa. Pump the brakes a little bit. We still got a senior night game at home that we need to be sure that we are crisp. That was my biggest concern tonight was, can we come out? Can we be crisp? Can we get after Washington? Can we do the things we need to do to prepare for the tournament? And I think that we did. We did a nice job. I thought Reese threw the ball as well tonight as we have in a while. I mean, the passing stuff was crisp. He made quick reads and delivered the ball with pretty much precision there. And so we were able to get a 2-minute drill in at the end of the half. We were able to mix in and out of power and run, threw the ball nicely. We had a lot of good run lanes. You know, I keep saying this, teams have played us in the 6 a lot this year, which is weird, but they were playing us in a little bit of a 6. For anytime you do that, we run trap very well. And our kids again tonight, Holtman had a couple of big time trap runs where nobody even touched him, you know. Yeah. And then Cole Richter, nice having him back on the field tonight. And of course, Rhett Sharon again called a nice pass touchdown down there. So I really like where we're at with our weapons. Matt Urbane was able to get back on the field and play a little tonight. We took him out after a series. And so very proud of our guys. I can't say enough about their efforts. And of course, these 10 seniors that we have, they've been here, you know, their whole career, and all they've done is get better every day. So I love them for that.
Depending what happens in practice, it looks like Matt Urbane and Cole Richter should be good to go full next week.
Yeah, and that's been really the plan here since 2 weeks ago. Try to get those guys healthy, because if we want to win that sectional, we have to have those guys with us, because they're two of our the two of our senior guys that we need leadership wise playing. And they've been, again, Cole Richter's electric out of the halfback. Rhett does a fantastic job, but Cole has that extra, open field run that Rhett, of course, will have as he gets a little older, and so our offense was pretty explosive tonight at times. And, with all those guys, I'm real comfortable giving them the ball. I'm real comfortable throwing them the ball. So, I just think we did a nice job of executing. We were sloppy on defense for a series, and I wasn't very happy because it was tackling. It wasn't getting to the ball. It was tackling when we got to the ball. And that was we were up 14-0 at the time.
Yeah.
And they made it 14-6. And I was pretty upset down there because we were there. Everything was good, and we get there and we're just grabbing cloth. And so I was barking at the guys a little bit, but they fixed it. And that kid, he's a good player. I mean, their running back is he stop on a dime. He runs well. He's a load. He's physical. And once we kind of caught up with that, there wasn't much there for him.
Yeah, your kickoff coverage was a little bit questionable early on. You just didn't seem to close and make the play.
We did a horrible job on their sideline tonight on the kickoff stuff. We just forcing that sideline and force the ball out. If they're going to take it that way, just pursue it. And they did a nice job getting it over there. But on the other side of that, the 2 times that I thought they were going to get it, we kicked it to the 2 best returners. I'm like, we can't kick it to those guys. Let's take our chances with somebody else. And once we did that, it was better. But the first 2, you're right, they weren't very good.
Yeah, and your defense early in the game gave up too many outside runs.
Yeah.
It didn't contain.
And what that is, instead of running flat and getting on top of the sweep, they cut down into the backfield, and then all of a sudden you're chasing it around a racetrack. Well, we're not going to run that kid down with foot speed. You got to get the angle on him. And if they're running it at a shotgun, so they're starting already at a 5-yard negative. So by the time they run around the corner, if you just run flat and cut him off, it's a no gain. Instead, we're trying to cut off the edge and run vertical at him, and then he cuts out, and next thing you know, we're chasing him around the corner. Well, we're not going to catch him. Yeah. I mean, he's just electric. He's quick, and that's stuff we work on every day. And of course, once they're like, okay, calm down, do it the right way, there was nothing there. We were doing exactly what we needed to do.
And I think that's a perfect example of how senior leadership makes such a difference on the field. A lot of times coaches can say what you want to on the sidelines, but it's got to be that player out there that hears you, executes it, other players see it, and they do the same.
Oh, absolutely. And tonight's a very good thing. There was some chippiness out there, and Washington, they were getting a little chippy and upset. My message to my guys is, hey, just stay calm. And again, with seniors, you don't worry about that as much because they've been through that. Okay, so we're winning this pretty big. So now what's going to happen is the next part of this. It's going to start getting a little chippy. They're going to start getting a little mad. We've got to make sure we keep our composure. And they did that, and that's all part of having great senior leadership. Again, these kids have been through it. I mean, if you look at these guys, I've got a lot of guys on this team that have played 40 games for us now. I mean, Trevor, Dylan.
They're going to be wanting to sign a new contract.
Yeah, I'll take them. Maybe I could redshirt them or something.
Yeah, that's it.
So we've got a lot of kids that have played a lot of football. They've been through it. So they do a nice job under pressure. They don't ever get to one way or the other. They just keep playing. And so I'm proud of them for that. Great group of kids. These seniors, they've been a good group of kids, and I can't say enough good things about them. And next week, when it's time to play in that sectional, they will show up on Monday. They'll prepare, and we will go to South Spencer, and we will play to the best of our ability. And it's good for me as a coach to be comfortable knowing that they're going to put in that work and they're going to be ready to go next week. And that part of it's not something we got to worry about. It's just getting the scheme and, playing the game. So,
and that's far enough. You almost need to fly down there.
You're not kidding. I think the famous line is you can't get there from here. You got to start somewhere else.
Yeah. If you're not careful, you'd be in the river.
That's right.
Well, do you like having this game out of the way and now you can totally concentrate on tournament play?
Yes. That's why I told the guys out here after we, right before we broke, hey, this is a new season. So next week we need to come in with that focus and be ready to go down and play a South Spencer team that I feel like we can beat. And we need to get after them, though, because they're going to be ready to play. They have an excellent head coach, John Edge. He came from Owensboro Catholic. He's won state titles in Kentucky. So he's going to have his kids ready to play. And so we need to go there with the attitude that we are playing to win the game. We're not just there to cruise through. we're there to win, and then we'll get the next one at home. So that's our goal. Bring it back to North Knox.
Yeah, that's what I say. Win your way back home,
that's
basically.
Right.
Yeah, but we'll see coming up on Thursday night, and we'll talk about South Spencer when we get to the Bicknell McDonald's on North Knox tonight, and it'll be good to have your kids ready for the tournament coming.
Absolutely, we're ready to go and excited for the next part of this.
Thanks a lot for joining us. All right, that is head coach Josh Chambers as the North Knox Warriors win it tonight by the final score of 54-22. One more piece of action to go. That's the Something More award from Illiana Irrigation. Get something more in your field every growing season. Illiana Irrigation, let them set you up for success. Call 890-6000. Ed, who do you think tonight the player of the game?
I tell you, Tom, I think you get to this stage in the season, I think you have to look at who got you here. And I think those seniors, those linemen, particularly, have done a great job for North Knox and have gotten North Knox to a point where they are this week to go into that tournament with a lot of confidence. So I would say the seniors.
Yeah. Especially both lines, offensive and defensive. And as you mentioned, you heard him say, some of these kids 4-year starters, some of them have played a lot of football, and again, it's definitely a good choice. That's our Illiana Irrigation Something More award. Call Illiana Irrigation, 890-6000. Well, you heard Coach Chambers say it. He's right. Second season starts next week for the North Knox Warriors as they travel to what probably will be 1-8 South Spencer in Rio. That's a 7:30 start time, 7:10 with the pregame show next week right here on 105.7 The Ride and WUZR.com. Want to say
you have been listening